PARIVISION and OG, and we're just about to see the action kick off as both teams are about to meet each other down on the bottom lane. They'll do sort of they got very close there and decided to back off. Neither team quite happy to get a grab on one another. Natsumi's still cutting through the trees, though, seeing if something does go down. I don't know which team. Which team should be more scared of the other here? You know, both are smoking up. You know, who's more looking for action here, Quinn?
Depends a bit on who runs into who. I think in a lot of early games, the team that runs up into the other team gets mollywopped. So if OG's sitting on the hill here and they run, it could go bad for them. But they do have a Coddle, and that hero's kind of garbage can on runes.
Yeah, looks like OG's going to just opt to split and try and take on this bounty top as well. Scam and Tim's. They won't be able to do anything about the one on the bottom side of the river.
That's 3 runes.
But indeed, it will be the one up top as well. The OG's able to secure Nico in position. So that grouping up of PARIVISION doesn't work out. They don't find any action, and they will lose out on the number of bounty runes. So, here we go. Anyway, all in all, Quinn, what are you looking forward to from this game? And whose draft do you like?
I'm looking forward to see Coddle Ember. Haven't seen it in a while. It's the panel said it, and I agree. It's a classic combo. It's very, very powerful. Coddle has been nerfed significantly. He's a solar bind one. He's not this recall mana spam psycho combo that there was some months ago. So back to a more normal state, but still very powerful. If I have to prefer one, I think it's actually pretty close, I think.
Okay.
I think both teams have decent things. I think both teams have decent chances, and it's going to come a lot down to gameplay. Who's in zone today?
Absolutely. Yeah, both of these teams have given us some pretty thrilling performances so far at DreamLeague. Very excited to see them match up against one another down here in the lower bracket.
This bottom lane is going to be a problem for PARIVISION. The heroes are bad at pulling waves, and they are up against a Chen Gyrocopter. That is a fearsome lane. They have pretty much no aggressive potential whatsoever. Coddle is just an awful early game hero. So they're going to need to deal with that.
So ultimately, what do you think it was about this game that made PARIVISION want to run with the Coddle? Is it sort of just straight up down to some of the combos and plays they can make when they do group up?
I feel like 9 Class just has a wheel of heroes that no one else plays, and he just spins the wheel, and whatever hero it lands on, he's like, yo, we got to pick this, guys. I think it's super good. I don't even think it's just a vibes thing. I mean, Coddle is good against Chen.
Yep.
Coddle is good against Primal. Like, it's good against a lot of these heroes. The big AoE heal against OGs, they've got a lot of run-in magic damage, but it's not super high damage. So if you can get to the point where you can survive through that, you have an Abaddon shield, you have Coddle heals, you can tank through all of this damage, and it can be a problem for OG. It's a matter of can you get there, because in theory it's cool, but Coddle as a hero has some problems.
And nice little glimpse there up top. Ducalis, of course, always going to have the answer in lane for this Primal if Nico does start to try and get aggressive onto Satanic. And what do you sort of make of, running the carry Abaddon here again for Satanic? I feel like in a lot of the games that we've seen, it has been, it does have the tendency to sometimes be a little bit underwhelming, the carry Abaddon as of late.
Yeah, I would generally agree with you. I think this is a pretty decent Abaddon game. It's good against Gyrocopter, it's good against Primal Beast, and it's good against the Willow, so I can see why they picked it. But I do feel like this hero just has looked less powerful. It doesn't look when you it's a good Abaddon game. Oh no, it's a good Abaddon game.
Yeah,
like,
and that you can't, and it gets to the point where you can just never kill him, because it feels it's one of those heroes as well that because teams have experienced so many times playing the matchup, they've become much better at being able to orchestrate the fights around the Abaddon ult and making sure that they do find that sort of timing to weave out and weave back in to punish him after it comes to an end.
Definitely. The people have gotten way better at playing against this hero. And it's a hero that having that feel for how easy it is to pop the shield is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see a bit of aggression here top as Scam. It's going to turn up. They come in towards Satanic. They're going to be able to get him.
Wow.
Lovely little early move there from OG, which will secure them the first blood. And these things definitely hurt.
They do.
The Abaddon, he wants to kind of chill, survive in this safe lane, and hit the creeps, farm his Radiance. If you're able to kill him early, it's going to start getting rough. We'll see in the mid, no one. Trying to go for Yopaj. Yopaj will still get the Avalanche in the toss-off. So he's going to be fine, Yopaj. I mean, no one thinking about maybe going back in with another Chains. Has to be careful, especially when the Avalanche is back up in a few seconds. So neither going to find one another in terms of the kills. In terms of the CS, as you can see, Yopaj doing very well here in the mid. 22 and 11 against the 17 and 4. And down on the bottom, as the CS goes, fantastic farm for Natsumi so far. 25-4 against the 14-4. So already seeing pretty much actually on all three lanes, OG getting the favorable farm in all of their matchups in his first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is a great sign for them. This Primal Beast hero has looked amazing this tournament. Pretty much every game we've seen doesn't even look like it has counters, really. You know, it's first pick this game, and he's winning his lane, and he's got pretty good game matchups, so they have not really tried to counterpick this hero that much. And Yopaj, I'm also just really impressed by him and his improvement. You think back, you know, to like half a year ago, no one against Yopaj. It didn't even matter what the matchup is, you know how that lane's going to go. But he's holding his own. He's doing very well in a lane where he was counterpicked. So massive kudos to him for improving over these months. I think he's one of the most improved players of the last half year.
Yeah, no, giving us some very solid showings in the mid. And we're absolutely seeing it again here already in this game one. Yeah, bottom lane, DM just kind of just constantly getting harassed by these homing missiles, and it's just kind of crazy just how much more Natsumi is getting out of this. Double the CS on the gyro as opposed to what the Slardar is able to get out of this matchup down bottom. I mean, is that just down to the nature of the core matchups? Are you looking at the supports? You know, why is there so much struggle here for PARIVISION on this bottom lane? DM is not having a fun time.
Yeah, it's both. Against Gyrocopter, you either need to have enough regen in lane to sustain his spam, or you need to be able to do goes on him or pull waves. They can't do any.
Solid Brambles here in the mid, and they get the toss back into the extra Brambles. Very nicely played there by Tims coming over to help out. Carlos will be able to stop the shield rune going into the hands of Yopaj, but little moves like this, I mean, it's early days, but a 2K lead at 6 minutes in, that definitely says something, Quinn.
It does. And we've seen this Coddle support picked a few times this tournament, and it has lost every time. It's looked really weak, and that is because of the lane, right? Chen, he's this big Chad. He's got these creeps. He's going to keep whacking you with the creeps. Coddle, what does he have? He's got like a 40 damage right click and a nuke that you can't hit on anyone because it takes 15 minutes to charge up. Like, he just can't do anything in these early phases of the game. Can't gank. He's playing for the stack, so they're going to try to come back a little bit. Just get to that XP, get to Solar Bind, and then you can start playing the game. But until you have that ult on Coddle, you're just maximizing XP as much as you can because you don't do anything.
And that could have some pretty severe consequences for PARIVISION, because you look at their lineup, right? You got to remember that with the way that the bottom lane's going, it's not just that the 4's not going to be able to do much. You know, the 3, DM's not going to be able to do much for quite some while with as slow as a start that he's having. On the other side of the map, you have this carrier Baden. This hero is not going to do much for a long time.
Yep.
So then you're kind of just looking at the mid and the 5 to be the ones to have that impact. And it's not going to be easy when they're going to be having to make moves into an OG lineup that all 3 cores are going to be absolutely smashing their timings with the way this early game's going. Top lane, we'll see the rotation coming in from Natsumi. So look towards Satanic. Ducalis will be able to hold them back here with the kinetic field. Still though, OG trying to move on. This is pretty deep now. And not only further ways to grab Satanic, so Satanic will be fine. OG, at the least, will look to just focus and putting the pressure onto this tier 1 tower nice and early. Very early move, especially when you consider this was being made at a point where, you know, the Gyro, Natsumi's not even 6. Yeah. That just goes to show sort of how comfortable OG feel off the back of how well the lanes have gone. And they're ready to make these plays even without the need to their ultimates. Inside the jungle, they will still get the chance to find Ducalis out on his own. They're just playing that little bit faster. And I can't help but feel that is one of the things that has really made the Abaddon carry look kind of rough in some of the other games, right? If the game starts to speed up, Satanic's not going to be able to do a whole lot to slow it down. No,
he's not. The hero is very slow. All he does is farm Radiance. Maybe he can TP to a fight every once in a while and shield someone, but that's only if there's some massive overdive. This is a great tower, and in the meantime, it's not just that they get the tower, it's they miss so many waves, and now they've unblocked the small camp on OG, so they can potentially do this shenanigans where you keep pulling the hard camp and pulling this top lane back, which is going to leave this Abaddon, who is already low net worth, stuck only being able to farm neutrals. And you mentioned them needing to play through no one. He's gone for the 3 points in shield build, which is the standard build against Tiny, but it doesn't pair very well with Coddle, and it's also not the build we've seen very much recently. It's mostly been that Chains Max that's looked so powerful on the Ember, so he will not be as strong as he would be if it was a 4-1-1 build or something similar in this early game.
I'll see if they can find a catch here. They will find Nico on his own.
Okay, he's dead.
So, something here for PARIVISION. As they do manage to punish Nico, who's in a little bit of a greedy spot out on his own in the jungle. So getting themselves a kill on the board here, PARIVISION.
Yeah, and that is the trade they take for losing that tower. Is Coddle, in the meantime, is farming constantly, and he does get his 6, and now with Solar Bind online, he is very powerful in these skirmishes. Now the trade-off is his off-laner is completely worthless for quite some time. DM is going to be mode AFK farm until he's got Blink. And Natsumi has a free game on the 18-pick Gyrocopter. This is what he felt like was the best hero for the game. He got whatever he wanted. And he's also been given a free lane, so Natsumi set up in a great position for the rest of this game.
Absolutely, and we've seen before him. Very, very solid Gyro player. Given this sort of start, he's going to absolutely nail the itemization. Know exactly where to take the game step by step. It's going to be a problem. PARIVISION definitely going to have their work cut out this game with the way that this first 10 minutes or so has gone down. We'll see TP's coming into the bottom. Can they get the chance here for Natsumi? They'll lay down the missile. They'll get the cooldown out as well, but straining on top and they go. They get the Hand of God. Decent heals onto Natsumi, but not enough to save him. They bring down the Gyro, and now they'll look for more. PARIVISION jumping over towards Skem. Good change from no one. Catches onto the both of them. Skem, he's got back up a Yopaj, doesn't save him though. Skem still goes down. PARIVISION striking back hard. They get the glimpse now on towards Yopaj. They're ready to dive the tower. They'll continue this to look for the Tiny as well, and they'll get him. PARIVISION hitting back absolutely hard there. And my goodness, did they need to. But that was a huge hit, and that's absolutely smashed them back into the game and taken away that early lead that OG built up.
Man, that's just a misread of the situation from OG. They thought they were invincible there, that PARIVISION had no shot of fighting, but that's definitely not the case. Ember Spirit, he may not be super great at diving you under the tower whenever you're already sitting there, but when he can run you down the lane and keep pressing these chains one after another, Disruptor, Coddle, they have so many heroes that are great at chasing you. So if you overextend on OG, you're not in that formation, they will massively take advantage of that. And now no one went from being below all 3 OG cores to above all 3 OG cores. The Vessel already completed. He is online in a major way.
Absolutely, he's ready to go. He knows that after sort of the way that these side lanes went down at the start, that a lot rests on him to sort of make these moves, lead the charge here, coming into this stage of the game, and he's ready to take that position.
And after the 3 points in shield has gone back to the 4 points in the chains, so him and Coddle, they're ready to go. Their skirmishing is insanely strong with the Holy Locket as well, so he's got a lot of tank ability on top of the damage from these chains. This Ember is no joke.
DM, after getting involved in those moves down bottom, very close to having the Blink Dagger. So very, very key move there that needed to come out from PARIVISION. And they were not any second away from missing that opportunity. Straight down there, punishing OG for that little bit of a mistake.
I question this Tiny pick a little bit. We've seen this hero some since the patch. The hero most certainly got buffed, but he still has some of these same issues that when the enemy gets tanky, Tiny is such a low damage hero. He relies so much on his other heroes to kill stuff. You're playing against an Abaddon. They picked it into these heroes. Abaddon, Coddle, Ember. Or Ember was last pick rather, but the Abaddon, Coddle, these are survivability heroes. You're picking a Tiny, a low damage hero into this. It can definitely come back to bite them when you've already got a Chen on your team who's doing 0 damage.
And thoughts and feelings on this. I weren't expecting this. It has happened. Satanic, he wants to get the Midas into the Radiant.
Whoa. So I guess he just feels his early game was too slow, that if he buys the Radiance, it's not going to be enough net worth. He needs even more. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I just don't understand how good Midas is. If it was last patch, I would say this is straight objectively bad. No way around it. But I don't have a good feel for how good this Midas item is yet. Abaddon is not a hero that cares about the XP that much. Sure, the stats are nice, but you don't even skill Mistcoil, so it doesn't really matter in that sense. So if it is better GPM, then maybe it's not bad.
Good dive in the mid here, PARIVISION. They get themselves a pick off on Skem, and they'll be able to push down this tier 1 tower by the looks of it. So definitely feeling that after that sort of turnaround play from PARIVISION down on the bottom lane, things from the OG side of things, that they've slowed down majorly. You know, we're not seeing OG trying to get back on the map and do anything aggressive right now. Well, they will now, but there was definitely a bit of a slowdown, and that has allowed PARIVISION to get some good objectives back their way.
It definitely has, and this Ember is a problem. They're going to try to kill him here.
See what they've got. They've got the Avalanche toss combo into the Fear, into the Primal. It's not nearly enough. No one's still able to jump out away from the attempts of these three. Very nice Static Storm to stop NiKo from being able to get the grab off.
There's those damage problems. And if you try to skirmish this Ember Coddle right now, good luck. As the chains are getting refreshed, Ember's got infinite mana to spam his spells off cooldown. PARIVISION's got great tools to kite you. OG, they're not in a super good position right now until they get more items. So their ability to fight is just not there.
Meanwhile, no one going to continue to try and find opportunities, but he's going to get caught by a bit of a surprise this time in with the combo.
Boy.
That's going to be no one getting tripped up and killed off. He was getting a little bit ahead of himself there. I mean, obviously after the last few plays, I think after the fact that he sort of escaped the effort from OG in the mid lane, he probably started to feel a little bit invincible. Thing is, he wasn't, and now he might have set up some more pain for the rest of the team. We'll see PARIVISION trying to fight back into this, but Natsumi's in position with the flak to take them out. DM and Ducalis eliminated. 9 class and Satanic having to run. And now, Yopaj with the shove forward. He's going to be able to set up even more for his gyro. Natsumi gets the triple kill. This time, PARIVISION, when they get themselves a little bit of a lead, they get a little too cocky there, Quinn. You have no one going in for a play that he had no chance of getting away with, and it cost his team as a whole big time. OG, they're up to a 4K lead after that trade.
That was a catastrophic mistake. I think he got a little bit cocky because in the last fight he had an illusion rune, which is what saved him.
Yeah.
And so he's sort of playing like, oh, I can't die. Well, buddy, apparently you can. You had an illusion rune last fight, and that was the difference maker. Beating away a massive amount of gold, and you can see the difference of PARIVISION when they're running heroes down, when they're chasing you, compared to when OG is standing in formation. They're abusing the Chen auras, and they're abusing the fact that the Coddle Blast, the Glimpse, none of these spells are doing any damage if you're standing still.
Damn. Really trying to make an effort here to bring down NiKo. He's got no one coming over to back him up, but OG's also got backup on the way, and Yopaj, he's in with a combo. Again, excellent toss Avalanche to catch onto the two of them. The Static Storm will come down to stop the pulverize of NiKo. NiKo on the retreat. Great fear comes in from Tims. NiKo is going to get dragged back in on it. He's still alive, though. They don't have the damage to finish the primal off. NiKo's going to be fine. Another toss combo comes in from Yopaj. They bring no one down. PARIVISION, they chased NiKo quite far along that lane, really wanting to bring him down. It just took too long, and it gave all the time in the world for OG to turn up. And especially when OG has this sort of lineup, Tiny being played by Yopaj on the mid, he is not going to miss out on any sort of those chances to fight. Turns up, and again, mistakes made by PARIVISION.
They're just overextending. They're getting outplayed, genuinely. These skirmishes by OG, they're playing them better. They're understanding their heroes and their limits better. And PARIVISION, they had a great window. They were really strong for a period, but they played it a little bit slow. They got 1 kill on a Chen maybe. They got the mid tower, but it didn't feel like that overwhelming snowball when I felt like during that period they were unfightable. And now, OG's gotten some more items up. The Yule Stone on Tiny, he will not be even near as killable, and they're aiming for a Roche.
I mean, this is great Roche call. You know, going into the pit now, they know that there's no way that PARIVISION could do anything about this as early as it is. Maybe if PARIVISION hadn't made the mistakes they did in those last couple of moves, they would have had some sort of presence to be here as a team, but with the way those plays went down, not a chance to stop OG from getting this Roshan, getting this Aegis.
And a big difference in this game so far is Satanic has not joined the game yet, and Natsumi has. So far it's been 4v5. You picked as a Baden. We know it's a slow hero. We've seen it be slow. When is Satanic going to get involved, and is it going to be enough? Because so far the game is not looking good for them, and they're missing a hero.
Yeah, it's
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's got to be some sort of crazy turn up when he has got his Radiance done, for it to, you know, sort of pay off this sort of long duration. It's going to be pretty much 20 minutes of gameplay where you just don't have the carry. Whereas on the other side, you look at Natsumi, you know, he's been having a great time. Last, fight down on the bottom side, he turns up, picks up a triple kill. getting involved in the action. And you see it on the XP as well from him. It's nearly about, what, 2 levels ahead of that of the Abaddon.
Yeah, this Midas, we'll see if it pays off. It's still a very strange pickup as it's 19 minutes, still no Radiance. And even when he gets it, what is that Radiance going to do but let him farm more? He can't fight with a Radiance. He's running into these heroes. Gyrocopter is going to pop his ult in 0.1 seconds.
And we'll see. We'll see if this approach from PARIVISION works. But I think at the moment, OG are going to be feeling very confident with how things have been going their way very much for the most part. And into the trees. Now find themselves catch on to 9 class. To try and run. Heals come in. Buys time for DM to come in with the crush to try and help out 9 class, but there's no saving him. And now DM's put himself in harm's way. They get the toss back into the avalanche. They're just kind of losing heroes for losing heroes here on PARIVISION. It's not working out, and OG, they're having the last laugh every time.
And that's going to be a free Tormentor too. PARIVISION, they're in this spot where they just can't fight, and they know they can't fight, which means they're split up across the map, trying to farm these waves, but OG giving them no room to breathe. That's a huge punish. A couple key kills, and the snowball keeps rolling down the hill. Can they get the Bramble off?
Ooh, it's close.
Wow, what a good attempt.
Yeah, good try there with the avalanche, the toss, the Yules. Not quite enough to buy time for Tims to come across, but does go to show the next time it might be quite enough. So no one has to be careful. OG, 20 minutes in, perfectly safe to move over to the Tormentor, get that shard here for Tims.
The pressure mounts. 9 class is going for some of those healing team items, so mirroring Skem's Chen in a way, but it just feels like he's a free snack for this Tiny to toss back.
And I've got to say, the tossbacks have been fantastic. I feel like every fight, Yopaj is finding these angles to ensure that he's always getting the setup to get 2 people in the avalanche after the toss.
This is very aggressive for just 2.
The rest are coming over. No one's going to try and poke back here. Satanic starting to run down Yopaj. We'll see Nico hold his ground with the Pulverize. Will be forced to BKB. Natsumi's coming in with the wraparound from the high ground. So if they can take this fight, OG, this might be the chance for PARIVISION to get something going their way. They'll look to take the Aegis out of the hands of Natsumi. See what they can do here on the second round. Satanic looks straight towards the gyro. Can they bring Natsumi down a second time? Avalanche holds back Satanic. They get the toss back here from Yopaj, trying to keep Natsumi safe, but the glimpse is there. They bring Natsumi back and they bring him down. DM not done with the job yet, ready to chase down Nico. PARIVISION should be able to find another. Can they save Nico here in this situation? OG, they're trying their best. He is going to be able to charge up to the high ground. No one, and Ducalis, they want to keep the chase going. They get the glimpse back. Pulverize is there, doesn't matter. Sleight of Fist, chains come out. They bring Nico down, and they can still maybe push for more. Satanic's getting very low here. Tims, he's got to beaten up on the carry. Satanic will get the shield off, and Satanic does still go down at the end of it. But overall, PARIVISION, they're going to be able to get 4 kills here. Only cost them the 1. Sure, it's the big one, but Satanic, he did live throughout the majority of that fight for most of the kills. They'll certainly take that, PARIVISION, being able to slow down OG. And as you sort of said at the start of that, that was kind of on OG's own sort of move, right? They started to sort of poke at the beast, poke at this Abaddon, heading into this high ground. Doesn't go too great for them, Quinn.
No, the way it's executed is just not quite right. They're also 500 gold from Natsumi's BKB at that point. You can see he just gets kited to oblivion by this Ember and Coddle. Doesn't really get to hit much at all. They're just coming from too many different angles. You've got a Chen on your team. You're an aura-based lineup. You want to play together. You need to play around this gyro as he is the majority of your damage, but they're so split. Nico was forced to use his BKB super early just to survive, then dies later. Just... they got a little too excited. They were ahead. The momentum was in their favor. And much like no one did earlier, bite up a bit more than they can chew and throw that lead back the other way.
Yeah. And PARIVISION, after that move, they are more than ready to start looking for more action. Satanic very ready to join the fight here. They're going to get the jump in straight away over towards Natsumi. Static's on down as well. They'll turn to try and kill off
BKB's online now.
Ducalis will fall. Natsumi ready to try and stand his ground with the BKB. The borrowed time's already gone off here from Satanic. Comes to an end. The Pulverize is there. They'll kill Satanic off. And just like that, when we have sort of OG making an overextension, getting ahead of themselves, immediately after, it's sort of PARIVISION doing the same the other way around.
These teams have got to be careful. They have to understand the way their heroes fight. They're not these go full crazy mode and dive the enemy under the base. That's not how these lineups work. They're both getting they are. It seems like whichever team gets ahead is going to throw. So for OG fans, you better watch out because it's coming.
This game, the back and forth is kicking off, an entertaining one for sure. Maybe a more so a stressful one for the players involved with the way that these moves are going, or in most of the cases not going. Got to be careful. Overall, of course, through the chaos of it all, OG still remain ahead. Natsumi, throughout it all, just continuing to be just that much further ahead of anyone in the game. Obviously, with this Midas and Radiance, cooking on Satanic, you've got to imagine that he should start to close a little bit of that gap, but maybe not. Natsumi, he does have the tendency to just farm that fast on his gyrocopter. He's very hard to keep up with.
Absolutely, and he's close to the Daedalus too. He most certainly will be a force to be reckoned with this game, and it's a great Satanic game too. So many things on PARIVISION that can be dispelled, so many things that he can deal with through itemization. This doesn't look like one of those gyro games where they have this hyper turret carry who's going to eat him alive at some point in the game. A TB, a Drow, Morphling, these classic counters to gyrocopter. They don't have that. PARIVISION's lineup to do damage, they all need to run in right next to him. He'll have free Satanic targets, and that combined with the Daedalus and whatever else he wants after that, he can itemize very easily to deal with PARIVISION's heroes.
He can. And to the point where I feel like that the big timing, the PARIVISION would have a potential answer against the gyro. You're actually probably looking at the Blink Ags timing on the Disruptor, right? Because that's when you have that something that could be thrown down at the start, trapping the gyro, and actually allow you to kill him off without getting these Satanic big heals off for the turnaround.
That is true.
But it's a long way away.
It is a very long way. He's not the Blink online yet.
Yeah.
He's going for that first, so that's 30 minutes away probably, unless they win a big fight. That Disruptor also stays alive for, which might be unlikely.
Let's see where they want to go for next. Roshan, how long are we going to get on the respawn timer? It's a short respawn.
Ooh, it's really short.
Definitely will look very appealing for OG to hold back and go for, but would not put it past PARIVISION at this point to definitely do their best to turn up and contest. Satanic very close to having the Manta done on top of his Radiance and Midas. Mid lane pressure's coming in. OG trying to push back PARIVISION as much as they can, so they do have that additional space for them to sort of set up Vision and set up for that Roshan.
One's going to get his BKB forced, maybe. He might die.
I mean, Tim's has got a lot of control. Oh, he pressed him. What? They're going to get with the pulverize. They get him.
Did he not have a Remnant out?
Let's have a look.
Maybe it just timed out?
No, I don't think he did have a Remnant out, right?
It could have just timed out when they went on him.
We might be able to get that on the replay if we were clicked on him. But yeah, he couldn't get out of there.
I mean, he could have just pressed the BKB. He did.
Oh, so he does, right?
Yeah, he just... Wait, what happened? Wait, it went away. What happened?
Did he press it like during the slight and then...
No, but you whip there when you press it during the slight. I don't know what happened.
Did he press it and then press the slight? So he was jumping away and then slight it to stay away? Can you slight when you're remnanting?
Yes.
I think he did that. I think he slighted himself out at the remnant jump.
I think...
That works like that?
I can't remember.
Go on, Quinn. You're the expert.
I do have 2,000 Ember games. I should know this.
Can you interrupt flying around remnant to remnant with a slight?
Yeah, I think you can.
I think
That
that's what he did.
must have been what happened. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, back in the action. They got their hands on Satanic. And that's Natsumi. He's ready to go with the BKB. The backlines are just getting destroyed. Both supports dead on PARIVISION. Now they'll try and turn out towards Natsumi, but can they bring this gyro down? Satanic's going to be able to stay on top of him. Chase forward from no one. But no one, he's getting just completely zoned by Tims and Yopaj. The Avalanche comes in again, and Satanic, he's dead. TM will try and jump back for the cross, but they just both die. Everybody's dying on PARIVISION. The Carlis, he's going to be dead as well. OG get the team wipe.
OG magic right there. Flower power, daffodils. I don't know what kind of flower it is against something.
Yeah,
but my goodness.
PARIVISION getting shaken up, and that's going to be an easy roast for OG.
It really is in this gyrocopter. He's going to have the Satanic off that fight. This Abaddon hero looks terrible.
That's what I'm telling you. I feel, especially in the hands of like a player such as Satanic, he can do so much. It just feels like a hero that when you give him it, It's just, he doesn't get to do anything for 20 minutes. Do you really want your kind of, one of the best carries in the world to do nothing for 20 minutes of gameplay? I don't know if you do.
I totally agree. I think it's so weird. He farmed the entire game, and in all these fights, his ult get pops like this completely instantly, and for the rest of the fight, this gyrocopter is just shredding him. Why did you pick this for? It has looked so bad in these games. Is now OG in a dominant position.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. PARIVISION, it just feels like what they turned up with today is, it's not surprising. It's sort of, it's kind of like an autopilot draft from them. You know, it's PARIVISION. They like to do this, and we've seen them doing it other game ones. It hasn't worked out. They come back always harder in the game 2 and the game 3. And just today in this game 1, the strategy just falls flat against sort of OG's playstyle. I can't help but feel OG ruling the map. Sure, OG's made a couple of mistakes this game, but PARIVISION, they've also, and each time the mistakes that PARIVISION make get punished so much more by OG because of the nature of the draft and their comfort of playing it, whereas OG's mistakes never really got punished that hard by PARIVISION. And when PARIVISION did try and punish them, they just only ended up making a mistake after it and feeding sort of the kills back to OG. And now OG with this sort of lead, I don't know how you stop Natsumi from closing this game up. This Gyro is on top of the world right now. Satanic is round the corner for him. It's going to be coming out during this Aegis time. So they're going to have this Aegis online for 4 minutes. Satanic done on the Gyrocopter. These are going to be some nasty pushes that PARIVISION is going to have to try and stop.
The world's their oyster. They can do whatever they want on this map. Hunt heroes, go for the high ground, keep farming it up. They have maybe decision paralysis. They've got so many good options. As PARIVISION can hear the machete being sharpened in the background. They need to shape up.
Can they turn this around? Getting definitely into the territory of, if this one does become some sort of a comeback for PARIVISION, it is going to be it's an impressive one, a spicy one. We're doing on the itemizations, so Satanic done for Natsumi. Over on the side of Satanic's Abaddon, he's trying to get the Basher done next after the Manta. Of course, as we're seeing these items just coming out so much slower than that of the Gyro. And, you know, still obviously, on top of the fact that there's a huge net worth lead of the Gyrocopter, you've got to remember, like, 2K of that net worth of the Abaddon is sat inside of a Midas. So when you sort of take that into account, just the potential of this farm Gyro in the fights just completely destroys what the Abaddon's able to bring to the action.
This is also your counter pick, right? You saw the Primal Beast. You know where it's going. Nico is the only one who's played this hero for OG, as far as I can remember. And you lost the lane straight up, and then you got ganked afterwards. And since then, it's been all she wrote. My thoughts exactly.
OG. BKB on Yopaj. I would imagine they are very set and ready to start looking at the high ground. PARIVISION. Oh. A little bit of a pause. Reason. Okay, we got a reason. I like that.
Mike.
Hey, I respect to OG.
Thank
That's
you.
something I
Thank
ask
you.
for reasons sometimes we don't always get it. We got it immediately there from Tim's. Thanks. Mike, that's fine. And it was fixed very quickly.
It was.
We're back in.
We respect that.
That's my kind of pause.
Amen.
Here we go.
Up they go.
Well, somebody's got to do something. Yopaj, he's going to be the one to do something first. He gets with the combo. That's just no one getting caught at the start of the fight. He's dead. Yopaj finding the setup. I mean, they could continue to push forward here, OG. Satanic's trying to get in on the action, but his borrowed time is being used very early, and it's about to end. So now Natsumi can turn straight towards the Abaddon. Satanic has to hold back. The tier 3's gone. No one he brought back for this Yopaj.
Look at
In
this
the
damage.
Dreamleague
Everyone's
finds
dying.
Ducalis. They all have to just run back to the fountain. The tower's gone. The racks are getting destroyed here. And OG, I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. They still have a minute and a half left on the Aegis. There's no Disruptor up for 30 seconds on PARIVISION. I don't think they've got what it takes at this point, Quinn, to turn this one around. This looks like OG being able to pretty confidently close this game one up. Yopaj, he's in again. Another toss back here on towards the Cole. 9 class out of the game.
These flaks, it's just killing it, the whole team.
And they're just cleaning up the second set of racks here in the mid. Nico ready to make the jump here on towards no one. Another buyback comes out from PARIVISION, 9 class this time. But Natsumi, still full HP. keeping the items coming out as well. He's very close to being able to send the butterfly out for himself. DeCarlis, dead again. He's out for 45, no buyback on him. Tims will get jumped, but he dodges the blast with the Yules. Still alive for the second blast, will get him, so they'll bring down Tims. But Satanic, he's in trouble. He gets blown up out of the game. No buyback on him. It is over. GG is called. OG, they kind of destroyed them there in that game one, Quinn.
Man, they just got cooked. OG, they just looked better. That was great play from them. And they felt like they had the killer instinct that PARIVISION didn't. When PARIVISION made these moves, it was messy, it was mis-executed, they're feeding kills. When
some similarities, obviously from OG's side of things. They're kind of like, well, you want to leave the gyro in the chain, and we'll run that back, because we did pretty well with it last time, as they normally do. You know, they're happy to take that once and again. PARIVISION, they do make some change-ups, and change-ups that I feel like we wanted to see. I like it. They get the Centaur now in the offlane, someone that can pick up some of these auras against this OG playstyle, and they put Satanic on a very different dynamic of carry. No more Abaddon here. We're getting some Satanic Kez.
Yeah, it's a Warlock Kez lane. It's hard to craft anything that beats that lane, but OG, they follow the motto of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're not trying to reinvent the meal. Reinvent the wheel. There we go. The meal.
Making me hungry.
The battle begins.
Well, indeed, let's see how this one goes down. It was a rough game one for PARIVISION. A bit of a switch up here in game two. Let's see if they can fare a little bit better against this pretty powerful playstyle that OG has been showing. Just each and every series that we've had them on late. Very, very impressive stuff from them.
I do agree with Kezu, though. I think this game is closer than the other one. I think PARIVISION, they have better stuff. I'm still not sold on this 4-Coddle, and their supports are some of the slowest support duos ever. They will not be fighting these runes at all. Pretty much zero ability for that. So OG will have the potential to tempo or stack it up, which either one they prefer. And this lane is definitely still not going to be easy, because Coddle, nothing changed between last game and this game. The hero is still a garbage laner, and Chen is still a broken laner, so he's going to hit them in the head. But they're going to try to pull this lane.
Okay, because they've got to find some sort of different way to play it, because we did indeed see just how far ahead Natsumi got last time round. Just pretty much double the CS a few minutes into the game against what DM was getting last time round. Obviously last time on the Slardar is this time on the Centaur, so maybe we'll have a bit of a better chance with the beefiness getting up and contesting the CS a little better than in game one.
A little better, but look what's happening already.
That's a lot of damage. And he'll be okay, but only relatively so. So maybe indeed also going to be a tough start for him once again in this game too.
The punching will not cease. But no one already having a better time mid. And Satanic full free farming on a hero that is much more suited to him. Not the stinky Abaddon.
No.
He's playing a very Satanic hero.
And do you think he's more of a Battle Fury Kez or a Desolator Kez enjoyer?
I haven't seen him by the Battlefield, but I think after watching Amit's performance the other day, he was like, yo, that looks kind of nice. I want that.
Yeah, we'll see which way he goes. Say, as the lane goes, it should be nice and safe here with DeCarlis to back him up. Unless we see some sort of early moves from OG, we have seen how good they can use the twin gates to make early plays to shake up the lanes. Definitely something that the PARIVISION always have to have in mind when they're playing against OG in the early game.
I'm curious to see how Nico itemizes this game. There's a lot of items that are good, but getting these Lotuses, armor items, the pipe, like the panel mentioned, these types of defensive items can help them quite a bit. But there's an interesting balance you have to strike of damage versus survivability, as Gyrocopter, similar to the last game, is sort of your main damage dealer, so you don't want to end up in a situation where you can't bring down these PARIVISION heroes with heals, with a Crimson who has auras now compared to a squishy Slardar from last game. So there's some key differences in the survivability differential between the teams. And no one is also sticking it to a mid so far.
Yeah, very hot start. 18-5 against the 13-2, so and that's where so these extra waves coming in towards him, so having a good wave or so lead against that of the CS of Yopaj so far.
No one with also an interesting build, not playing Bottle. Goes to the Bracer and then going straight into the Treads, feeling like He doesn't need it against the Tiny. He can just buy the Bracer and abuse the regen. I haven't seen this done on Slaughter mid at all.
Okay.
So it's an interesting read on the situation.
Yeah.
Let's see if he has mana problems, because Slaughter's a hero that does use quite a bit of mana to play for mid, to push these waves in with the Crush, so you actually have the chance to rotate without pushing the wave. It's very difficult to move elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe do you think it's because he feels that he can't necessarily threaten a kill against the Tiny, so he's not too fussed about having the mana to spam at him?
I think it's probably a Coddle adjustment. Feeling like
That's
with
true.
the Coddle, his Centaur is never going to get mana from it, right? It's pretty useless, so he's going to be the one getting amped up and thinking, okay, maybe with the Coddle on my team, I can greed a little bit. I can go for this build that makes me a little bit stronger in these fights early.
Side lane, CS does seem to be a similar, maybe even a worse story for DM so far in this game too, as opposed to the lane in game one. He's feels even rougher of a time. Only 11 last hits here against the 27 and 8 of Natsumi on these first 4.5 minutes. It's not been easy times for them on the offlane, and again, I sort of draws me back to why do you think they did let OG get this Gyro Chen lane that OG played kind of perfectly? Like, it seems like you're going to just have a bad time regardless of what you're playing against it on the offlane because of how well OG can control this sort of safe lane with the Gyro Chen.
It is very odd, genuinely, and I don't necessarily understand why. We saw they banned a Queen for their potential Slaughter, but the Slaughter was flexed until that last pick, so you definitely had the option to ban it, and it is a very pivotal hero for OG. We'll see if they actually have answers for it this game, if the Kez is sufficient, or if they've flown a little too close to the sun, got a little cocky, and they're going to pay for it.
Because I feel one thing to note as well, I mean, maybe I'm missing the interaction completely, but isn't Shadow Demon pretty good against Kez? Because if you get the shard online, you have that cleanse that you're able to put on whoever the Kez is going on, and a large bit of the Kez's damage does come out from these kind of all this stuff that he's putting on you that's proccing these bashes and crits. Bottom lane, we're going to see the Kez get just dove and dunked here by Nico. They'll be able to dive for Ducalis as well. And again, this is that move we sort of talked about earlier, right? You've got to be prepared for this from OG. They do it every time. They get away with it a lot, making use of these early twin gate plays and punishing you hard. I'm getting this double kill like that into the safe lane, whilst of course on the other side of the map, OG's own safe lane is having a dream time. That hurts.
Man, I totally agree, and I think that you see the Coddle TP down here now to try to defend some, but it's a Coddle. Okay, well, that was a bit silly for Nico.
Yeah, he hung around a little too long and a little too low there.
Yeah, that was a little silly. But you can see the difference in support heroes. OG is picking sort of the meta, strong, leaning, early game, just boss heroes. Shadow Demon Chen, it's hard to go wrong with those two. And PARIVISION, they're getting a little spicy with 9-class heroes. He's known for that, but Coddle, the hero is just an absolute bot in that early game, so... Off of that kill, though, and getting some of that wave XP, he will get his 6 very quickly, but it's another matter of... Sure, Coddle, he's got a lot of XP, but his Centaur only has the Helm, not even close to the Dom yet, and Gyrocopter has a full free game.
Natsumi. He wants to try and contest it for the Wisdom. Has the cooldown coming in onto DM. Over to the side. No one trying to chase the Chen out. DM, can he survive against these two? He's getting very, very low. Ducalis also trying to frontline here against the Rocket Barrage. It's not going too great for Ducalis, though, as he goes down.
He left?
Oh, he
Why?
didn't go for the Wisdom! What? Okay, I mean, he wanted to go for the kill.
What is he doing? He could have won.
He had the Wisdom there, Natsumi, and he said, no, we had this problem yesterday, right, with XG. Something about these 7-minute Wisdoms. Sometimes teams in positions where they could have just got it decide they don't want it, Quinn. What's going on?
What just happened? Is it a mind virus or something in the water? What just happened?
Because I mean, understandably, right, obviously in that situation, I guess Natsumi, he really wanted to try and help out and get the kill, and also maybe get away from the backup that was coming in, but he just had to stay there for like 0.1 more seconds, and he had the Wisdom.
It was so little time, like so little time. That was crazy. And a huge swing in the way of PARIVISION. This top lane was going horrendous, but no one gets so much off of it. Gets a couple of kills. Coddle on his way to level 7 at this point.
Oh yeah, after that.
Ooh, Nico. Woo-wee, run, brother.
Easy dodge.
The moves.
Smoke out now from PARIVISION. Ducalis and no one. Ready to get the ball rolling.
This move should be relatively obvious, though. But apparently it's not.
Now Nico is going to be walking into this. Is there anything Tims can do to help out? Good disruption. Dodge the blast down, the blood grenade. Now backup's coming. Yopaj, he's zooming in here with a haste rune. Toss to take him away from Nico. Nice defensive move there from Yopaj. Keeps Nico safe. They can run away.
That was so high skill from Tims. The way he walks in, disrupts, and immediately turns and walks away. Like, it was the perfect timing. He knows he needs to dodge the blast. Waste that solar bind timing. That was really well played from OG. I'm shocked that no one died there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And he's going to go for the Death Zone Satanic, so...
Okay.
Saying to Ame, you got the wrong read on this hero. It needs to be aggressive. It needs to be joining those fights. Maybe he's just sick of last game with the Midas and the Rage.
He's had enough hitting the creeps.
He's like, let me play, guys. I'm buying a Death Zone, whether you like it or not. I'm going to be a part of this game.
And I can respect that, because I feel like a lot of these situations we've seen in the matchups against OG, when you decide to play the farm game against their Gyro, the Gyro normally comes out on top. Bottom lane, Satanic nearly finding himself a nice little solo kill there against Tims. Won't have quite enough as Tims is able to walk away. But yeah, I think this sort of very much speaks to how much PARIVISION want to play this out a lot different to how they tried to go down the game one route.
Definitely. And Nico is in base. TP's mid. Doesn't have any points in the call, but he does have Blade Mail. He's super farm. Top net worth.
They're going to try and go back towards him, but as soon as the Blade Mail is off, they don't want to chase up into the high ground. Towards him, they will manage to secure the rune for themselves. Pick up that shield rune on no one.
OG is definitely just going to have to farm this game. It's not as easy for them to make kills happen. They've got the Stampede. Now, Natsumi forces out. He is continuing to farm with this top lane, but it's a much more even early game. OG not getting that natural pressure they had last game.
Nico trying to dive in for... Sorry, Nightclass trying to dive in for Tims. Nico's there to keep him safe. A lot of pressure coming in from PARIVISION around this tier 1 tower, though. 4 heroes here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know if I see them defending this. Yopaj is getting closer to the blink, and he's putting pressure on the mid tower in the meantime. Spamming those tosses, doing a lot of damage. The tower may even go down, potentially.
OG, they... So Nico and Tims trying to force PARIVISION back a little bit. Won't be able to stop them taking the tower.
It's a good read, though. I think it's great that they don't fight this. I think it would have gone very badly. This Coddle is sort of at his peak right now. You don't want to overextend into that. The Rock also online. Warlock, he's eaten his book. So
okay, he's ready to go then. So they got the smoke. They do. They're ready to smoke up here, probably PARIVISION.
And the blink is flying. He wants to use this, wants to get involved. Once you have that 6 on Warlock, it feels really bad if you're sitting around and not doing anything. The hero is so much about using that ultimate off cooldown, and right now, he ate the book a while ago, and they've not gotten anything.
They didn't immediately go for the smoke plate. They sort of split up. I mean, as you say, surely no one wants to go with this blink reveal.
Yeah, this is a bit surprising. I guess they're playing for the rune, but they don't even have a bottle. It's not like the rune matters that much.
No, but no one's just going to show himself mid, so this blink's not going to come as a surprise.
DM even walking mid.
And it's just an invis rune, so not really a crazy one to make a move with. Now they'll probably go for the smoke, but you've got to imagine, right, OG's going to be expecting this, right?
I would have to think so. You can see Yopaj, he's blocking the mid wave. He's going to toss it and throw a tree at it. Nico running off to the side. They definitely know something's coming. Will they catch Nico anyway, though?
Now it looks like they might. Nico is getting tempted to finish off the wave. And it's almost certainly going to cost him his life. We'll get the blade mail off. Doesn't matter. They can kill him through it. So whilst it did seem that overall OG were sort of aware someone was going down, Nico, he sort of pushed his luck a little too far. Stuck around for a wave too long. Pays the price.
You can see PARIVISION really focusing, putting pressure on this triangle, not letting them get the stacks up, not letting them play SD Dota.
They might get a good wraparound onto Yopaj here. They'll use the Stampede for this one. Yopaj will turn, get the avalanche off, but no one's still able to jump over, get the crush on towards him. Couple little mistakes there from OG, immediately getting punished by that move. I mean, I guess there's one thing, you know, not sort of reading the move that they were coming for you on that bottom lane, but maybe Yopaj should have been able to sense that they would have likely swung back over to the mid. He was pushing out a little too far.
These are not kills you want to be giving up. Big difference between this game and last game is Satanic is involved in these fights. At both of these towers they take it, both of these kills they get. He's showing up and he's having an impact. giving DM time to recover, right? Your offlaner has no game, and you're going to need to pick up some of the slack on that Kez, and he is doing that.
Yeah, that's what the Deso coming out to him right now, so really solid timings here across the board from PARIVISION. That's absolutely going to give them much better of a chance of tackling OG in these early to mid-game fights.
This smoke is bold.
We'll see if this time they stick around and pick up the Wisdom. Should be able to, because at the moment,
Radiant are scanning.
nobody from PARIVISION is heading over for the 14 minute. They're all just going for the trade on the other side of the map.
Dire's bottom tower
So
is
they
under
will just
attack.
get the 1-for-1. No fight to kick off.
This axe is definitely not that useful right now. He needs to get to that blink. And even once he gets there, he's got to be really careful about how he jumps. If you overextend against these PARIVISION heroes, you will all feed. And they've got the Stampede to reset. They've got the Rock to turn things around. They've got more tools than they did last game, and those auras are on the way, so OG's going to need to lock in a little bit more than they had to last game. As they continue to steal the enemy triangle, this is definitely awkward for Axe and Shadow Demon. These heroes like to play around their side of the map in some ways and defend these camps, unless they're in a position where they can go super aggressive, but against Coddle, going too deep, not an option. Solar Bind will own you, so it's all about that formation, that structure. It's being broken a little bit by PARIVISION's aggressive moves.
Yeah, very much seeing the change of angle that they wanted to try here against OG in Game 2 work out that much better than what they tried to turn up with in Game 1. On the hunt. Catch Scamere in the jungle. And with that, should be able to look at taking the Tier 1 tower top.
It is a pretty hefty rotation, though. It's all 4 heroes. They don't leave anyone bottom in the meantime to hold the space. So Nico's going to run down the lane. They're going to farm elsewhere, and they will get their triangle back. So even if they get a kill, they get a tower. This is not the end of the world for OG. Natsumi farming the entire time. But this is a bad kill to give up.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Nico. The call, he'll try and run, but it's a lot of damage coming out from these two. He just gets completely destroyed over in the river. They got the golem ready to drop down onto Yopaj. See if he can get out here with the help of the supports, but that doesn't look like they could save him. Maybe with this toss, it gives him a bit of space. Nope, he's not getting out of this one. PARIVISION getting away with these moves. OG not really able to put a stop to them, and now PARIVISION this game too. They're the ones in position to head in for an early Roche.
And it really feels like the deciding factor in this series so far is who can be the aggressors, who can keep the pace up. Whereas this game, it feels like for OG, this Axe is the last pick Axe, but after a good lane, he feeds that 1 kill away, dies to a smoke, dies to another gank, and now a little lag. Okay, apparently it's both teams' packet loss. It's unlucky. But he has not had the same impact we saw from his Primal Beast last game. PARIVISION in a pretty good position. They're trying to smoke for this Roche, but I think it's going to die before they get there.
Yeah, this is falling so quickly. Much more of a challenge here for OG in Game 2. It's PARIVISION. After this Roche, there'll not really be much reason for them to slow things down, so can definitely expect PARIVISION to start eyeing up the Tier 2 towers. It's just illusions being sent over this way. OG not able to make the jump in time. Titanic with the Aegis. Having a much better time here with the Kez. Great impact so far. Making the Desto rush pay off. No doubt about it. And we'll safely be able to finish off that BKB now during this Aegis time. So he is going to certainly be quite the problem in these team fights. And will absolutely be that sort of component that can definitely threaten Natsumi's presence in the team fights. This is not going to be as easy for Natsumi to just turn up and do the damage. They've got great ways of focusing him and bringing him down.
They most certainly will, and they're also closing in on that Crimson Guard, and when they have that, SD does not purge that anymore, so this Gyrocopter is going to have some damage problems. It's not like last game where he's shredding through everyone. It will be considerable difference. They also have the Stampede to reset, a hero that's great against Shadow Demon. I'm surprised it went all the way to 23. We've seen this hero first phase banned a lot of times, but PARIVISION gets it for their last pick. And while he had a terrible lane because he's getting griefed by his 4 heroes, rough laning capabilities, he is on the road to recovery.
OG. See how much they try and avoid PARIVISION at this point of the game. It's PARIVISION very hungry to make the jump here whilst they have this strong timing. OG understandably not wanting to bump heads with PARIVISION at any sort of point now.
Ooh, quick blink. If that hit him, he was dead.
Yeah, that's the BKB done now. Satanic. In terms of timing matchups on the side of OG. Still going to be a bit of timing before the BKB is online for Natsumi.
This is very much a game of cat and mouse. As OG, team fight right now could be disastrous and reach that point where now you have to be in full dodge mode forever. And it's very difficult to come back once you can't interact with the enemy heroes at all anymore. They're still in that space where if PARIVISION does overextend, they can take a fight, but they need to do it right, and they need to seize the correct moment.
Yeah, PARIVISION's super strong at this point. This is obviously one of the trade-offs when you do try and run back a winning strat from first game into second game. You know, your hand has already been shown. It means that the losing team in game 1 can very much adapt. PARIVISION certainly have done that so far with their approach.
They have, but the way they're comping like this, I don't know if I agree with it. I feel like you're so much stronger. You have Aegis, you have BKB on Kez. You don't need all 5 heroes to take this tower like this. You can be setting up elsewhere. You can be using the smokes and doing multiple things at once.
I guess it's because they want the Tormentor, right?
I suppose so.
They're like, we're going to have to be in the neighborhood anyway.
But in the meantime, OG is going to farm a lot. Like, you are making a sacrifice here. You will get the Tormentor, and it's not that bad because you do get the Tormentor, but OG, they farm a considerable amount. So it's not all that in a bag of chips. Oh, boy.
Oh! Close one, man.
Sleep at the wheel a little bit on no one. I think he maybe could have gotten it off if he reacted very quickly.
As soon as he sort of gets that glimpse of him and just gets him with the edge of the crush, yeah.
His camera was probably placed somewhere else. He probably wasn't actually looking at his hero. They do get the Yules online on Yopaj now, so has more kiting tools. Amazing against the Coddle. You really want dispels against that hero, against the Warlock. And like you said, against Kez and Slaughter, dispels are king in this game.
They really are. Yeah, it can heavily limit the amount of damage that this Kez can get out on you because of the... it was mainly the Kazurai Katana and the Shoto Sai. These sort of 2 effects that put stuff on you that makes him hurt you more. To cut down on the 4 paragraphs of text on those spells.
Yeah, that's a happy for you, sorry that happened, but I ain't reading all that type of deal.
Pretty much. Reminds me of when you start playing Dota and you open AA's Ice Blast. I remember that was always the one that was like, my goodness, that's a lot of reading.
It's like Skywrath Mage's Ags, I think it was, where it upgraded every spell or something.
Oh, and it would just have every spell.
Yeah, when you highlighted
from
it
the
was
bottom
like,
to top of the screen.
Yes, it was literally like your entire. If your monitor wasn't big enough, you couldn't even read it all.
Yep. On bottom lane, Takalis, he's ready to open up the action with the Golem. Drops it down on a Skem. OG, they will absolutely bail on Skem. They'll leave him behind. The rest of them will get out. Another kill for Satanic, though. Another stack on the Deso.
I think OG, compared to what this game could have looked like these past few minutes, they're very happy with this. It was 3K gold lead maybe 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Sure, they're slowing it down a little bit.
Still only the same. They're going to get to this BKB on Gyrocopter without too much feeding. Looks like they may even get to the BKB on Axe.
That's true. I mean, I think this is one of the strengths, right, of this sort of lineup from OG around a Gyro. It can play out games 2 different ways, right? It can run you over, dominate these early to mid-game fights, or if the game needs to slow down, Natsumi, he doesn't mind taking it to the 60th, 70th minute on the Gyrocopter. He's ready to play for those sort of, peak timings as well. So there's options for OG how to play this draft out, and I think that's one of the reasons why they'll run it back most of the times that you give them the opportunity to in the draft phase.
It's also just the way that drafting and Dota strategy has moved. You keep running your strat over and over and over again. You force the enemy to beat it. And if they can't beat it, then you ram it over and over until you win the tournament. That's how a lot of teams win tournaments these days.
No one. It's going to get a pretty good jump onto Natsumi here in the mid. Natsumi's got the back of a Yopaj, but no one's in with the BKB. Natsumi trying to stand his ground here against the Slardar.
Gotta be careful. Satanic is coming, and he's very strong.
Can PARIVISION close in on towards them? It's going to be difficult. OG do have the high ground. Nico out at the front. No one is in. Doesn't find a chance to get a crush.
Oh, I think he wanted to jump right then.
And they're looking at Satanic.
I don't know about this from OG. It looks hard.
It's risky. I feel like you're going to lose someone here. Satanic's in with the BKB straight away over towards Yopaj. OG still watching from the side. Defensive disruption comes out from Tims. No one turns straight towards Tims, though. He's gone. And Yopaj will fall as well. Tims indeed coming in with a buyback. But I don't think they wanted to fight just then, and I can only imagine they don't want to fight now after how rough that sort of move went. They were... Felt like they were playing with fire there, Quinn, when they didn't really need to.
I completely agree, and it looks so difficult for OG to take these fights. PARIVISION is kind of just walking at them, and they're dancing, kiting, trying to find an opening, but they just can't find it. And this Axe, without the BKB, if he jumps in and Blade Mail calls, he is instantly dead. I'm surprised he didn't go for the Aura build without the Blink this game. As Tiny's already got the Blink, it feels like they need the perfect jump. They need to burst heroes, but Axe, Tiny, when you go for these builds, they overlap quite a bit. You're playing as the Warlock counter initiation, the Coddle heals, the Crimson, the Stampede, so many defensive tools from PARIVISION. They've really adjusted well with their draft and with their items against what OG had. And like you said, that is the downfall of running it all straight back. The enemy can adjust.
Yeah, they really are. 7K lead here for PARIVISION. Looking so much better here in game 2. And again, just, you know, Kez, Satanic on the Kez this game. It's really fit what they want to play here against OG. And these kills might continue to roll in. They find Yopaj out on the top lane. They've got the Stampede. Will try and protect himself with the Ghost, but they got ways to go through it. Yopaj will not be saved. Another pick-off here from PARIVISION, which is leading them closer and closer towards really putting that pressure on to take this game to the next step. Roshan is up. PARIVISION, they can head back, look towards the pit. And if you're OG, you've probably got to take some sort of time to seriously decide, do you want to try and put everything into the Roche fight, or do you just want to split on the map, try and get this farm up, try and get ready to scale for the high ground defense? You know, which way are you looking?
It's a tough decision either way. Defending against a dataless Aegis Kez coming for your base is a tall order, but fighting this Roche might look like Andre the Giant as, I don't know. I think they have to, I think there's just no way. Axe doesn't have BKB yet. He can't do anything in these fights. But you just question, even with the BKB, is that enough? I have my doubts.
Yeah, they're just going to let this one go. PARIVISION getting the Roshan. Dakalis teasing around with the golems just in case someone did appear out of nowhere and try and go for a jump steal, but it's not the case. OG nowhere to be found right now. As the Roshan falls into the hands of Satanic, and they are ready to maybe look towards going for that high ground.
Why the heck does no one have a Mystic Staff? But he has Nullifier queued up. But even if he was buying Ags, why would he buy Mystic Staff first and then also keep it in his stash?
Bro, you were confusing the heck out of me. That's not a Mystic Staff. Mystic Staff's the 2700 item.
Oh, sorry, Staff of Wizardry, whatever.
Well, he's got a Mystic Staff. That's an expensive one.
Sorry,
Staff of Wizardry, that's a bit more understandable. It's less of a commitment.
It's like the same thing.
But yes, indeed, why does he have a Staff of Wizardry?
I don't know. It's a genuine question.
Well, he's probably just getting Axe, right?
But yeah, like, why that one first?
Well, because he hasn't got bottles, so he needs more mana.
He's not using his inventory.
He's gonna get, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
When Owen doesn't even have a theory, then you know it's crazy.
Maybe it's one of those misclicks and he forgot that he bought it and it's just sat there in his stash. You know, sometimes you open the shop, you click around, and then 5 minutes later you're like, my goodness, I accidentally bought a Staff of Wizardry. And it's happened. But
happens to the best of us.
Probably going to be the Axe. Unless he wants a Yule Scepter as well for some crazy moves. You know, we do see these mids, right? Tinies go for Blink Yules kind of builds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would like it, but maybe he's doing it.
We'll see. We'll see. As it goes for some of their other heroes, we got 9 class going to start working on his Aghanims. Daedalus is now online. over on OG for Natsumi. So again, you know, he's ready to build up to be that big bad carry on the high ground defense, dishing out that damage as the game goes on. And maybe sort of give second thoughts to PARIVISION on how PARIVISION want to approach this high ground siege.
I definitely think it's the right choice. You need enough damage. You're the main source.
Yeah.
And look at Tim's net worth. He is on welfare right now.
Yeah.
Only the shard and arcane boots. That's it. He is all in his gyrocopter. I will press shard on you, and you shoot them, and I hope they die. Because if they don't, we're going to have some problems.
And it's not a terrible strat. You know, Natsumi, as I say on his gyro, he can absolutely win these sort of games. He absolutely can. You know, despite the fact that PARIVISION have this lead, it's not going to be necessarily a walk in the park to close this one down against OG. They've still got to be cautious with the steps they take here to progress.
Raven's Veil.
Oh, Satanic has got his eyes on Natsumi. There's the setup for the bash. Natsumi's got anything to do against this. He does not. The Kez just eats him up.
That is not a good sign for OG. That was your knight in shining armor. Your fearless leader who... He's now dead.
He's dead. Yeah, nearly a minute without their gyro. Is that enough for PARIVISION to push for the high ground? Do they care about pushing for the high ground? Are they happy to just sort of work towards these next big items?
I think they may just keep killing them for now. They are playing against the Blade Mail Call and the Toss Back, so they need to be a little bit careful, but as I say, this Satanic TP's over and it looks like it's go time.
Let's have a look in.
Dire's middle
onto the tier 3. Nico, get the call off. It's a solid call. It's a lot of damage, but not enough to kill off the Kez the one time. As Satanic's fine, he's ready to start jumping in. Tims will get off a defensive disruption on himself. Yopaj looking for the toss back, but DM has the Stampede ready to go.
Good stalling. Very good stalling.
He'll be able to destroy the banner and have indeed made time here for Natsumi to come back into the game. Next time round, though, DM will have further options for the save as the Ags for the Centaur is done.
That is a very big pickup. When OG is relying on this burst, they've got 2 jumpers who need to kill you in a short amount of time. Suddenly, there's an Ags cart in there. That is not what Seb and No-Tail want to see. I can tell you that.
Let's have a look. I mean, PARIVISION really have sort of played this sort of section of the game very carefully. They're making sure not to make some of the mistakes, because obviously one of the reasons why the last game did start to hurt real bad is because of the mistakes they were making. No one able to solo the Tormentor, secure that shard for DM. At the same time,
he TP'd the base, he's not here.
Oh, Nico's going to get the call off on a Satanic to start off the action. DM is going to run in here with the cart, pick up the Warlock, keep him safe. Satanic trying to focus Natsumi.
Bird.
They'll get the Raptor dance off. And Nico, he's maybe thinking about going in for another jump. Get the Battle Hunger onto Satanic.
No BKB.
He's got to continue to retreat here, Satanic. Can Nico get the jump? He can. He's in with the blink call, but the rest of the team get caught by a Who Stomp on the backlines from DM. Doesn't matter. OG, they turn, kill DM off instead. OG getting out on the map, and they find themselves a little bit of something into a lineup that did have that Aegis, and they might not even be done yet. Yopaj tries to get the toss back.
Abba. Okay.
And doesn't go for it blind into the trees, so won't catch the Warlock, but sort of moves like this, you know, from OG that do go to show that they might be 10k behind, but they will still find these little ways to get in, take a fight into a lineup that had the Aegis at the start of it all, and still give them a little bit of a shake-up.
Natsumi with a really cool item adjustment. Buys just a casual talisman against the Kez. Now Kez is going to go back for the MKB, right? Thinking Gyro's going to buy Butterfly, but he's not buying the Butterfly. He's going to buy the Satanic, and maybe even sell the talisman once the MKB comes out. So a little trickery with the item build, squeezing every little bit out that he can.
And I think by the looks of it, you know, talking about efficiency, there was a little bit of efficiency loss because I think no one in the end
sold it.
He did indeed just end up selling it. I think I'm telling you, I think he accidentally bought it. Sometimes you open the shop, you click around, and then you just end up with items in your stash.
But don't you hear it go ching?
Yeah, there's so many noises going on.
Maybe he did it.
It happens. Sometimes you accidentally pick something up, you know. But indeed, the Staff of Wizardry, no longer in his hands. He sold that. And
Does hurt a
picked
little
up another
bit.
fight.
You can see off the
minus
kill,
500 gold.
Minus 500.
Yep.
And then the DM kill suddenly went from, 12K, 13K down to 10. It matters. It matters. Natsumi is closing in slowly but surely on the Satanic. Just a Reaver left. And when he sells a Talisman, he'll be pretty close. Also nearing the Shivas on Yopaj. That's a big item. Super good against the Kez.
Okay.
Great against all the heals from PARIVISION. That is a massive item. Probably the biggest item they could possibly buy.
I mean, because how would you sort of, what's more impressive at the moment? Is it looking at the PARIVISION are keeping their cool, growing the lead, or is it that OG are holding on and sort of setting up the game in a way that PARIVISION haven't really been able to push for anything on the high ground? Which is, now who's getting more concerned at this point?
I think PARIVISION should have the game in a better state, genuinely. I think with how difficult it was for OG to fight for so long, the fact that OG isn't completely out, right? You can see ways back into this game. We saw in the last team fight, it was not that one-sided. Even down 11K, I think is very impressive from OG. And I think for PARIVISION, Reason? He did disconnect. So
yeah, that's a reason in itself.
That's probably the reason,
That's the reason in itself, yeah.
They have finished the Shivas. Nico has become a support. Skem is the new core now. Says, step aside, buddy.
Yep.
I played core before, and I'm back to core. I'll show you how it's done.
Absolutely. Skem does have the tendency to get a lot of farm on his Chen. And getting these, looking to get these auras. So the Vlads, and then into picking up the Crimson for the team.
The Vlads is huge. Vlads, and then plus this Satanic is going to be a very big deal. And Satanic has committed for the MKB. So, a little bit less than ideal. Won't have the Satanic now, so if he does get kited and gets low during this initial BKB, Gyro can out-sustain him with the Satanic. That is a fight condition that OG absolutely have.
Yeah, super aggressive build, bro.
Yeah.
Deso, Daedalus, MKB.
It is the I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I like to see. I love to see this sort of aggression, but it is risky. It is indeed risky.
And it's also like, did he need more damage? Felt like the Talisman was too powerful, but maybe he comes to regret it. As they finish the Satanic now, keeps the Talisman, sells the Falcon Blade, fair enough.
And there we go. OG, not afraid to make a move here out on the map. 11K down, they don't mind.
Chicken
PC. You gotta be careful with it. You don't want your carry just DCing out in the middle of a fight. That could get a little bit rough.
No.
Hopefully they're able to sort out whatever problem they do have before action actually kicks off. Otherwise, that would be quite unfortunate.
It's weird that it's just him. I don't know if it's a PC problem or what. I'm not an IT guy.
Yeah, maybe get those... switch out a wire or something out the back of the PC. Something's not working. It's not liking it. Because everyone else, as we can see on OG, is fine. They're still in.
Yeah.
No connection issues from them. But this sort of move, if you're PARIVISION, what's going on here? Are you expecting that OG is going to be coming out of the base or could be coming out of the base at this sort of time? When you look at the lanes?
It sure looks like it. Yep. All three lanes, well, not all three. Mid and bottom are pushed in pretty far. And this top lane, no one is currently killing, right? They're all bunched up here on this hill together. And OG, if you run up into this triangle, this fight is most likely going to go horrible for you.
I guess that's the question. Do you think they will? Will they go as far as to do that with the smoke, OG?
I sure hope not. I think it's going to be a complete disaster if they run up this hill. There will be buybacks.
Lights out.
You're going to run into this newly purchased Blinky Light on this hill. And they can kite your BKBs with ease, and then you're going to pay the price after. So I would heavily advise do not run up that hill.
Yeah, just sort of hover on your side and see if it's actually PARIVISION that first sort of steps out into the river as such.
You can also just ignore this top side entirely. You can control your triangle as... I guess they don't know Roche is up right now.
I was going to say, what happened to a good old-fashioned smoke into Roche rather than smoke into getting a kill first? Is he just always way too risky to sort of just go for that play off the back of a smoke? Just to brute force the Roshan without kind of setting up you know, some sort of favorable action on the map first?
I think it depends on what level of desperate you are. I don't think they're quite that desperate yet.
To just run a rush.
Because if you do it
Yeah.
and they find you, you're all dead and the game's over. So it is a very much, we get the Aegis, cool, or the game's instantly over. It's quite the gamble. It's like the game choice equivalent of a rapier.
Mm-hmm.
Which hopefully maybe we'll see one of those, although Natsumi might have some PTSD with the rapier.
It's true. But this could indeed be kind of setting out to be a game where that might be required on the gyro.
It's a good rapier game.
It is.
He's got a Satanic, he's got a Vlad's.
Yep.
The supports die very quickly. Kez is going to man fight him. And there's not that many disables from PARIVISION.
Heavy discussions going on here.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
straight up giving an essay. So we've got some calming music as well.
Are you good with the lip reading?
Well, he's speaking Russian, so I don't think it would help much.
Well, I thought PARIVISION should speak English though for the comp.
But yeah, but I think that was with Astini. I would assume with Puppy they probably...
No, because their whole idea was they spoke English because then they would be less likely to kind of overuse words. Like it would help them lock in on the Dota side of things.
From what I've heard, they switched back and forth.
Okay. Yeah.
Like even while Astini was there was a period where they switched back to Russian, they switched back to English. I could be wrong.
We can't lip read that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not that. Yeah, I kind of barely speak English. So here we go. Back in. Let's see where they go with this OG.
Okay, they are. It looks like they're gonna. Oh no.
How far do they go for this? They're doing it here. They're going up to the high ground. Ooh, and they will catch the Avalanche on a DM first, but the Golem is going to get dropped down on a Yopaj. He's immediately dead. Now they turn over towards Natsumi. He did get the BKB off. Can they deal here with the Ball of Light, the Will-O-Wisp? They'll back away from it for now. OG, though, Tim's caught by the clutch of no one.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't want to do that, but they did go and do that, Quinn.
That was only going to go one way.
Yeah.
You cannot run up into the triangle
and
like
they had so much time to think about it with that pause, but they still went and did it, Quinn.
Oh, man. I saw them walking up. I was like, I hope they prove me wrong, and they did not prove me wrong. That just is not going to work. It's never going to work. You can't be running up that hill.
No, that was not the move. Not the move. And yeah, we'll see it again. Always a risk, as you say, trying to make this sort of play. Maybe they underestimated sort of the fact that they were kind of 11k behind in items and such. Didn't maybe expect this Axe to come out as it did from 9 class, but either way, a big risk that does not pay off for OG, nearly sort of doubling that net worth deficit they were at before they made that move.
Man, maybe they watched the new Stranger Things season, inspired by Kate Bush to go running up that hill, but
yeah,
not the time or the place for it.
No, not at all. That is a painful misplay there from OG.
Yeah, that is going to cost them. It went from...
It was 10k to like nearly 20k now.
Yeah, that's the old double Ruski. That's a rough one. You do not like the net worth to get doubled.
No, not within literally a matter of a minute. And the items after that are going to flurry out for PARIVISION. We've got the Aghanims here for no one. And they're getting very close towards Satanic being able to pick up his next one if you want to start working on the Swift Blink or the Satanic. And that high ground push is going to be coming in soon. We'll see if OG fares a little bit better on the defensive, because on the offensive, it did not work out.
I think down 20k in their base, they're way stronger than they are on that hill. Down 10k.
Oh, Yopaj. He tried to get the toss-back play. He'll still get it onto DM. But DM's able to get the BKB off, gets the Who Stomp off onto the two of them. Nico will be able to step forward, get the call on towards DM. Satanic trying to move it onto Natsumi. They'll turn back over towards the Tiny instead. They've got the control onto Yopaj, but the heals are coming out. Can they bail Yopaj out of this one? No, he still falls. No one is Satanic back in onto Tim's. The buyback will come out from Tim's, but Yopaj, he's out for a minute and does not have the money for buyback.
Whew. It was a good attempt. Got a little bit unlucky there. 20k gold is not easy to surmount.
No one straight back in. And on towards Natsumi. Satanic coming in as well. Nico's got the call off, then they've got the control. They'll be able to take through the Aegis, but Nico dies for his efforts. He has got buyback available on the Axe. BKB's popped here by Natsumi. Tim's hold back Satanic momentarily. PARIVISION, they're happy to turn their efforts over towards the tier 3 instead. No one trying to get him with the dive. Over towards Natsumi. will back off, continue to focus their efforts on towards the objectives. They take the tier 3 down. The rack starting to fall. Natsumi having to be careful how close he gets. He's going to get caught by the jump. No one and DM in on top of him. Disruption will come out. They didn't quite finish the melee racks here. So OG might just be able to keep the melee racks alive. The golem will not finish it off. The melee racks will survive.
Deny it. Deny it.
No, don't deny it. Don't do that. It's got regen. 5 regen. You know, you can't forget that. You give it like 2 hours and it'll be full HP.
It's not 2 hours, wait, so
Well, do the maths.
yeah, I'm running it.
5 HP, 2200. So 2200 divided by 5. That's easy. That's 440. So it takes 440 seconds. How many minutes is that?
That is, what?
7 minutes and 20 seconds. Good maths, Quinn. Don't worry, you'll catch up one day.
I'm American, you can't blame me. It's in my blood. And a mass little W.
Which it's not that bad. So honestly, you know, when you keep the racks alive like that, you know, realistically, when's the next push going to come in? Probably not for at least a couple of minutes. It's going to get a decent amount of his HP back.
We might even see another Aegis fight. It might heal the full HP, to be honest, before they push again.
That is true. So remember, kids, don't deny your melee racks. And if someone on your team does, give them a report. Tell them I sent you. Got to keep those melee racks alive. I still hope for them yet.
Check Natsumi's inventory.
What's he got? He's close as well. He's close. About 1,000 gold away from that Divine Rapier. Natsumi, he's ready to do what he can to try and bring back this game against the 27,000 gold lead that PARIVISION have.
What he can might not be enough. He might need to do what he can't at this point in this game state. Down 30k. He's going to need to pull not just one rabbit out the hat, but an entire... What are they? What's a rabbit's house called? Are they like dens? Are they holes? What are they?
Well, oh, you mean out in the wild or in like
in the wild.
As a pet? In the wild, a burrow.
A burrow? He's gonna need to pull an entire burrow out of the hat.
Yo, I see. Well, the burrows where they live, but indeed, there's probably a word for like a group of rabbits.
Yeah, a squad, because there's like a murder of crows.
Yeah, indeed, all these animals have like a different name for
they've
groups.
got
I don't know.
A hullabaloo of mice.
Is it a herd of rabbits? I don't know.
No, it's a herd of cows.
But a burrow of rabbits makes sense because you get a lot of rabbits in a burrow.
I mean, I think that could work.
Yeah.
If we said it confidently, people would just believe us.
30k lead. PARIVISION holding on in a very impressive way here with this amount of lead. And that's the thing, right? They might be ahead, but they got to remember that they are still holding on in the sense that if this game is a loss, they're out of the tournament. So they are going to be making sure that these final minutes potentially are going to be some of the safest minutes they've ever played. No mistakes are going to be made. They'll continue to just get this next round of items, which I'd imagine they want to do so. There's 5,500 gold coming up on Kez for Satanic. So don't make any mistakes. The win is very much in their sights here at a 31,000 gold lead. And the Rapier should be there. 50 gold away for Natsumi. So they will have that on the defense.
Better hurry up.
The push is coming. He's going to get it. So the Rapier is online.
He's got Undispellable Haze on Slardar now. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that really is.
This Kez is going to shred him to bits.
Let's have a look. Is this going to be some crazy comeback around the Gyro Rapier, or is it going to be a quick death into GG? It might be. They get the jump onto him. The save need to come out. Nico comes in with the call. They get the ult here down here from 9class. They're controlling the gyro. They need to bail Natsumi out of this one. He's surrounded. The Raptidons comes in. Natsumi trying to run. He's falling solo. They've got him. They've killed him off. Rapier hits the floor. Satanic picks it up. It is going to be a very quick GG after the attempt for the Rapier comeback. It's not going to happen here in Game 2 for OG. PARIVISION, they close it up. We're getting a Game 3.
Worth a shot, but just...
Game 3 time, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams ready to go here already. OG coming into the PARIVISION side of the map with this smoke to maybe look for some early action. They're going to have to set up here with a disruption. OG will almost certainly be first blood. Are they able to give it to Yopaj? Not quite, but they'll still be happy with that as a team. First blood here for Tims, as OG are able to find that action. Game 3, and I'm looking forward to this one, Quinn. I do feel that both teams, they're giving us something different compared to what they've both been showing us so far this series. You know, we saw Game 2 what happened from OG's side of things when they tried to run back something similar. They changed it up, and over on the other side, PARIVISION, they changed it up as well.
They really are. This is very classic PARIVISION style. The weird 4, the DM on the offlane Phoenix. They've got very little draft integrity on the PARIVISION side. It's a lot of the skirmishing, sort of weirdness, the getting farm, the kiting, whereas OG, their draft makes a lot more sense together. It's just, have they been counterpicked by PARIVISION? That's the big question.
Easy. Yes, there with the Sunstrike. And yeah, eyes on actually top lane, because Natsumi taking quite the hit here from these two. He'll be fine with the Shadow Word. But as we're already seeing signs of pressure, will certainly be on to him between these two. We'll see how much the DM Phoenix can do to slow down the Ursa in the laning phase. But some of these matchups, because you were talking to me about this, right? The mid lane. What did you sort of think about the Lesh coming in?
I mean, Invoker's typically considered a counter to the Lesh, so I'm a bit surprised they picked the Lesh into it. It's not the best Lesh game ever. It is good with Shadow Demon, and it can be pretty good with Warlock too. You get this magic damage bro who goes in, uses the heals, who can use the Disseminate, but it's not good against Invoker. It's not good against Phoenix. It's like it's a weird pick. I'm not totally sold on it. The lane should be fine. He's 4 and 3 against the 8 and 1, so roughly even. He's got 3 creeps coming under tower that he'll probably get. But definitely not some free Lesh game. And the hero's Misanthropy facet has also been nerfed, so it's not the same Mega Burst Boy it was before. Not totally sold on this pick.
So when you look at the overall lineups, do you have a bit more faith in one of them coming into this game 3?
I think if OG can get out of lanes in a reasonable state, I think their draft is better together. But right now they're getting really smacked bottom. And Centaur, being a part of the game early on, is a big part of their draft. They gave the accursed Jakiro hero, everyone knows, the most broken laner. They opted to ban the Slaughter instead, and they also keep banning this Viper. So giving this hero, and it looks like their offlane is paying the price so far.
For sure, and of course, one of the similarities of PARIVISION's lineup from game 2, we are getting Satanic on the Kez again. Had a fantastic time in that second game. So if they're able to set him up for this free start in the lane, he is going to be warmed up and ready to go for round 2 with the Kez. As you can see on the CS, pretty much perfect stuff here from him in the safe lane, thanks to the presence of this Dakalis Jakiro.
Yeah, and we didn't really touch on it too much, but 9 class playing his super annoying Monkey King. The Slark is banned, and he says, you know what? I'm done with range 4s. I'm back to my melee shenanigans. And shenaniganize he will.
And how good does it look this game? Like, can the Monkey King, does it have potential to be quite annoying for some of these heroes on OG?
Yeah, I think he's definitely got... He's got some places he can gank, especially if the safe lane is going so well. He can TP there and gank. He can help his Phoenix in the lane and ensure that DM has a good start. And Jakiro can also, we saw last game, and the game before, OG being the ones using the gate. Ducalis, he's probably going to be the one with the freedom to gate this game, as there's no way this Kez is going to get pressured.
For sure, yeah. Satanic definitely having the setup already to be able to hold his own down here. Nico, relatively low. Definitely has to be careful on these early levels. Mid CS, 18 and 4 against the 16 and 7. Very close between the two of them in the laning.
It is even, but I think it being even favors the Invoker, as he's much happier in a sort of chilling, flat position, whereas Leshrac, he wants in balance. He wants to find these openings to use that Edith to get kills. Because in a static, stale game, I think it can be difficult for OG to fight in this early game. Some great spells from PARIVISION's heroes. And your Warlock not going to be joining very early, and your Centaur's having a terrible lane.
Just getting completely zoned. Sunstrike comes in, and with the Echo Slash from Satanic, they'll be able to take him out. So, yeah, definitely, as you say, sort of doing what OG was doing against them in some of the other games, coming in with these early moves. This time around, it's PARIVISION making these plays. 9 class heading down there and ensuring that this bottom lane goes even further in PARIVISION's advantage. Tim's not to run, does get clipped by the Boundless. And the Sunstrike, it's a lot of damage. I mean, these two supports running across the map, causing issues very much here for OG. As they're setting up a lot. And I'll tell you what, so far so good for no one. He is not missing a Sunstrike.
No, he is not. And they're looking at Yopaj here. Going up super far. Just be really careful.
He will head the safe way back. and does have TPs coming in, but still is going to get zoned out a little bit. Multiple TPs, in fact, coming in here from OG. They want to make sure that PARIVISION do not get away with this. They have the disruption set up. The Boundless Strike comes in. OG, they won't get any kills out of this, but they will at least, of course, keep Yopaj safe and able to stick around for the wave.
One bright spot for OG is that Natsumi is doing very well up top, up 800 net worth on Phoenix, and Phoenix is not a hero that plays particularly well from behind. Especially against this bear. In the mid game, he can absolutely get his egg eaten alive.
Finding some good setup here as 9 class tries to use the Boundless to hold back Yopaj, but some good body blocks come into play. Tims and Scam able to ensure that 9 class is off the map for a little bit.
Nico continuing to get punished down here. Only 11 CS at 6 minutes. That is rough.
They're very
less
much
than 2 CS a minute.
That's true. They are giving him even more of a taste of sort of the experiences that Nico was having to go through. No, sorry, Nico. DM was having to go through right in the other 2 games, where we very much saw DM being the one that did not get a start in the off lane. Top lane, Natsumi's getting dope, but he's actually sort of turning, standing his ground, trying to fight back. It won't work out here for Natsumi as he does fall. DM healing up, will survive the tower hits. So 9 class, they might have been able to kill him whilst he was around over in their triangle, but as soon as he's back on the map, he's straight back to making plays.
And DM is going to be 6 soon. That means this top lane is going to get really scary. Jakiro's gating, and Ursa cannot inhabit this area anymore. Lesh's TP, he can do one from base, but it's not that strong of a TP. Phoenix is pretty much unkillable in this egg.
Oh, they got to be careful around here.
So Lesh does TP. 9 class spots it, I think.
Yeah, he'll know
absolutely spots
this is around.
Yeah.
Scan's been hit though, so OG know that someone was watching from the tree line. Bottom lane, looking for the setup.
There's no way they have damage for this.
Yeah, nowhere near enough. Satanic's fine and has Ducalis and 9 class by his side.
Somehow OG is sort of holding on net worth, but it does feel like they're falling behind in this early game. Leshrac is keeping up with Invoker for the most part.
9 class, getting good setup. Disruption will only buy a little bit of safety for Tims. The slashes come in. Another kill for Satanic. Again, having this complete free farm in this lane. Getting handed a couple of kills in this laning stage to him.
So much aggressive potential from this PARIVISION lineup. 9 class has been everywhere this game. The support duo of PARIVISION putting in some heavy work. So they're going to look at this rune. Yopaj will get it, but not without taking some... Oh, okay.
I mean, a lot of damage here with the cold snap on the meatball. Defensive destruction will come into play from Tims. Dive forward for DM. He's ready to go with the supernova. They can't kill this egg. They've just got to run, and that's not going to be an option for Yopaj. Caught underneath it. 9 class doesn't even end up ticking out. He survives. These early game moves just looking that little bit hotter from PARIVISION this time round.
That's a big TP from DM. Very clutch, seeing that fight going down. I'm not sure if he is the one who reads it or if someone calls for it, but a great TP, a big kill, and Leshrac, this is not a game where you can be behind. You have to go the Blink first. You really want the Kaya after, but without a BKB in this game, it's hard to see a world in where he's not just insta-killed.
Look at this down bottom. They're going for the dive play. The Sunstrike hits.
Gosh.
They have done so much with this Sunstrike pressure. Every single play that's come out, no one is at a Sunstrike ready to throw into it. Barely missing any of them. And getting involved and getting this time, of course, the luxury of that last hit with it as well. That will be his Midas done. Coming out here 9 minutes in.
It is interesting to buy the Midas still in the Invoker. The XP, a huge component for that Invoker. Cares more about the levels than he does the gold. But we'll buy it anyway. And this Ursa, yeah, it's his ult forced. And that means no top lane for him. Most likely until this comes back up. There's no Stampede.
Skem tries to clear him out of the trees with the Golem, but he's off the mark. And now he might just be dead for this. Satanic's here. Sunstrike's in. Another one for no one. OG, they got to slow things down. Because at the moment, PARIVISION, they're a step ahead on all fronts.
I'm not sure how they slow things down. Where can they make moves? How can they respond to this pressure from PARIVISION? Centaur is not joining anything for a long time. And Leshrac, it was the last pick, but I don't know if it's the last pick you want. It just doesn't fight that well against these heroes. You want something mobile, something slippery against these DOTs and slows from PARIVISION, but a lack of hard lockdown. Lesh is the complete opposite. He hates playing against all this damage over time, all this gunk he has to run into in this game. I worry for Yopaj's ability to actually get involved until he gets that Blink Dagger at a minimum.
At the least, it will have quite the stacks here for them set up, as we saw there on the numbers. Much more than has also been done on PARIVISION's side. Taking a lot of damage, though, there, Yopaj.
I don't think he can even farm this.
I don't think, yeah, he's not
Like,
got the mana to clear this.
No, I don't know if
careful.
that one, brother.
I mean, they need to. Obviously, they've got to clear this before PARIVISION gets some sort of glimpse of this area.
It's a dead mid tower, a top net worth Titanic on a not a bad one. And the pressure is mounting for OG. We've seen them fall multiple times in this spot. Around this 6th place, it's been the barrier they haven't been able to break yet.
And mid, they're ready to start diving up to tier 2s here. Thames is going to come in with a defensive disruption. There's a little bit of safety for Skem, and it looks to be enough. Skem will survive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Asumi pushing in top in the meantime. But they're going to lose bottom tower as well. Titanic pushes the wave in. Chatting up down here.
Yeah, it's just going to be a crazy Deso timing on the Kez this game.
It is.
It's having such a fast start. Doesn't get the last on the tower. There, a little bit of missed efficiency, but still, yeah. Desolator, 800 gold away for Satanic this game.
DM level 8 with the Vessel in line. He wants to fight, fight, fight. So incredibly strong. OG is doing a good job of keeping the efficiency up. Only 2k down despite how tough it feels to them to interact with the PARIVISION heroes. Need to find some timing that allows them to punch back a little bit. Because right now, PARIVISION can do whatever they want on the map.
Dire are scanning.
Scary times here for OG. Cannot afford to get caught. Now we're looking on the Battle Fury timing for Ursa. Still just under 600 gold away. So, all things considered, Jen, definitely not the worst of timings for Natsumi. Should still have a good chance of getting his farm online. No one. Definitely going to be a problem this game. Already has been. 2-0-4. Fantastic Sunstrikes. And with Midas, Atos already online here, 12 minutes in. Playmaking is absolutely an option from him. This Invoker is something to be feared.
He is, 100%. I think the hope and the bright spot for OG is that PARIVISION's heroes, no normal blink stuns, no traditional structured lineup. It's not you look at this lineup, Spirit would never pick this, right? It's very much this skirmishing, it's tempo.
Yeah.
It's we build a lead and we play off the fact that we have a gold advantage because our heroes are good at this early game. So if OG can win a fight, they can pull themselves back into shape a little bit. Can definitely see them turn things around.
And I guess the sort of question is, when you're playing against 9 class on his Monkey King, how do you play against? Like, how do you stop him from being able to get this kind of vision advantage upon you? Do they have tools to prepare themselves for the fact that the Monkey King at any moment could be sort of setting the vision up for PARIVISION?
And whoa.
Good dodge there from Satanic.
That was nice. In an ideal world, I think you become strong enough that you just don't care that he sees you. You can just push down lanes, you can chat up, and sure, someone's looking at you, but the guy looking at you does no damage. And you don't really care.
This is a good move. Straight to the top. Is the Ursa going to be ready for this one?
Doesn't. Oh, maybe he does know. He doesn't go for the Ancients.
Okay.
He knows.
Let's see. Is he going to stick around for both of these camps on the way back, or is he going to keep moving?
He might live even if he hits the camps. They do have the Stampede, and they have TPs.
Let's see how ready they are sort of to press those buttons in response, because Natsumi,
They're trying to chain stun him.
they're getting closer. There's the Boundless into the control. They easily have him. No way to get out of that one at all. Doesn't even get the Enrage off.
And they were trying to get in range of the Boundless Strike into the Ice Path, and they execute it perfectly with the Silence from Satanic as well.
They're trying to find 9 class.
Oh, it's so annoying. Playing against this crap is the worst. Like, leave me alone. Hopping on these trees, just, oh, it's the worst. You can see how claustrophobic it is for OG. They were rushing up there to try to get these kills because they just desperately want to find something. The bottom tower remains alive in all of this, still quite healthy. PARIVISION, 3 tier 1s taken and 3 tier 1s alive for themselves. they are absolutely in control of this game, and OG just left responding constantly.
Yeah, all of these 3 cores of PARIVISION is just going to be scaling like absolute nightmare. You know, this, of course, is Midas that's fueling this. What's going to be a very fast Aghanims timing on top of the ATOS for the Invoker. You know, the fact that DM's got his bots online, he can be everywhere and anywhere across the map. And then also, obviously, Satanic still top net worth here on the Kez, and no signs of him being slowed down. We're going to see OG now start to step out a little bit up top, but PARIVISION, I think they won't mind signing up for this fight.
They're standing on a ward. They need to be really careful here.
Dire are scanning.
I think OG realized the scan's hit. They do not want to end up walking into an unfavorable fight against PARIVISION right now. They've got to get out of here.
A good dodge. They would have caught there. Could have been disastrous.
Can you smoke towards Invoker?
They're going to try.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
OG and Owen on the same wavelength, but no one sniffs it out
He does.
way beforehand, gating back. Oh, or is he?
Or is he going to stick around for these creeps?
Uh-oh.
Radiant
He's
are
going to start
scanning.
farming his way back along the bottom line of the creeps, which might... Well, he's being careful, though. You can... He senses something, that's for sure. But does he sense it enough?
Looks like no.
Let's go with the Ghost Walk. Sentry's laid down, but the stun is there. Oh, get off the Tornado and the Deafening Blast. He's making them work for it. Drops down the Ice Wall, but they'll be able to get over it and will manage to get that kill.
Man, this is the first time I've seen Misanthropy, Leshrac, since the nerf. It looks
Dire's
terrible.
tower is
The
under
damage is
attack.
so much slower. At this point, just take Chronoptic Nourishment. Holy cow.
Radiant structures
I
are
worry for this
fortified.
Lesher's impact in this game because that Invoker kill took way too long, considering this guy was completely alone.
And PARIVISION, they might have lost an Invoker down on the bottom lane, but the rest of them ready to go into the Roshan with the Desolator on Satanic. And obviously knowing that OG very much elsewhere on the map, there's going to be no likelihood of interruptions. This Roshan will be theirs, and of course always brutal to be able to force these early Roshes against the team that have the Ursa.
That is big, and Kez with the BKB almost finished, and the Aegis, he will be starting to look similar to that last game. OG maybe getting a bit of deja vu. This fearsome bird stacking up items.
Yeah, sort of the best thing they sort of have, I guess, to fall back upon in this game, in that matchup, is the fact that they do have this Ursa, right? If Natsumi can get into a position where he's got that BKB on top of the Blink and the Battle Fury, there absolutely is a world where he can get on top of the Kez and just sort of out DPS the Kez when it's sort of that kind of 1v1 trying to take down each other situation. It's not going to be easy to find, obviously, with all the tools that PARIVISION have around him, but it is absolutely something that can cause issues for the Kez down the line.
It is. And PARIVISION, it remains that starting a team fight, it's not easy for them. It's a monkey stun into an ice path, into a sunstrike. It's very delicate. It's skillful. It's this back and forth, very kiting specific style from PARIVISION. Oh, hello there, brother.
Nico has the Stampede, but he's not going to get the chance for it. Silence into stun.
PARIVISION controlling those gates really well, giving them kill threat on both side lanes, and that means this Tormentor is going to be very difficult to fight for OG. They will not have the pipe finished up by then, meaning Centaur is going to be pretty much useless for this fight. I question if they should even go for this. Kez, BKB Aegis. Ooh, it's not an easy fight to take.
So even when Natsumi has the BKB online, what's his role going to be in the fights? Is it sort of sit back and wait for the Kez to show themselves, get the jump on him? Are you looking to sit back, get ready to just ult and hit the egg, take the egg out with the Fury swipes once the team fight kicks off? You know, what's Natsumi's priorities?
You definitely have to pick and choose your targets carefully. If you see a Jakiro you can burst, a Phoenix that you can burst, you do have sort of a jumping combo between the Lesh and the Ursa. They can jump together and they can potentially burst the hero. But he does have to be careful about who is around from PARIVISION, because if he commits first and then Kez locks onto him, there's no fighting back right now. Because the Aegis, you will go down and you'll only burn the Aegis, and that is not a trade you're happy with.
Tormentor time. PARIVISION. They'll be able to tear it up for this.
It's all for free. Just scouting Cataclysm in the meantime to make sure they aren't smoking, and they are not. Nowhere near. So OG just farms up and gives it up because they know they have no business. Shard for Monkey. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good shard. Gonna make him even more annoying to kill if that were possible.
He's gonna be in and out of these team fights like nobody's business.
Also got the hop to level 5, so Simeon Stride Fast has been activated. He is now omnipresent.
I've only been able to catch him the once this game. Outside of that, been pretty much everywhere. 117 involved in 8 of the 9 kills. We'll see top. Yopaj is going to get caught by the Boundless. Satanic's ready to try and turn, but the Golem will get dropped down on towards the 2 of them. They've killed off Ducalis. They might have the chance to take the Aegis out of the hands of Satanic. He's falling pretty low. Back off with the parry. So he dive forward of DM. Doesn't want to commit him with the egg in this position.
And he could have got stomped there. Nico definitely could have canceled that dive. They might have killed the Phoenix there.
I mean, I think, yeah, if you're OG, you want to try and poke a little bit more here. You've been able to take the Jakiro away. You know that Satanic's not in the healthiest of positions. HP's low. Sure, he still has the Aegis, but this might be that little bit of a chance for OG to strike PARIVISION by surprise. We'll see if PARIVISION expect this. They are splitting up. But if Satanic's on his own, OG might have the chance to take him out twice. Looks like they're going to...
Ducalis.
Yeah, coming back into the game. They want to dive this straight in under the tower as quickly as he's back in. He's going to be back out, Ducalis. TPs are coming in, though. Can Yopaj get out of it? He'd have to go in for the dive underneath the tier 1 to make this play. Is there anything they could do to save him? It's going to be up in the air. The Wukong's command laid down, waiting for him on the way back down. Cold Snap's there. Yopaj might have got the Jakiro a second time, but it cost him his life.
It's not the worst death ever, as your Centaur's pushing down top lane and Ursa's pushing down bottom, so it's used for efficiency. It's not like they're bringing 5 heroes there and blobbing around, so you can see the net worth doesn't even change, really, and at the very least, Yopaj does get the last hit as well, so roughly even, I'd say, to be honest.
And I guess this is also sort of moments where Aegis is in the hands of PARIVISION, and with this sort of action that you're throwing at them on their side of the map, it's stopping them from being able to get away with something like a tier 2 tower.
Yeah. You maintain some control of the map, continue to farm up, and if you look at Dota Plus, it's only saying 52% for PARIVISION because of that draft discrepancy. PARIVISION, their heroes, they need a lead. They cannot play without one, and they have gotten it. They put themselves in a great position to win with their draft, but if any mistakes arise...
Oh, look at this down bottom. On a 9 class, get the quick setup. Natsumi's going to show himself with the blinks there just in time. I won't be able to get the catch onto him, so it's just Scam to fall. But no, for sure, very, very much a situation in which I feel that we have seen Ursa's being able to carry their way out of in some of the previous series. You know, you cannot forget about the potential of this hero. It can just sort of just destroy most cores in these sort of situations in the fight. If you get that jump, this hero will provide the damage to burst even the most farmed targets.
Definitely can. The BKB online with Shadow Demon to help him out. Warlock having the Solar Crest, Stampede Pipe. He's got a lot of tools to aid him. It's not just a solo bear. It's a bear and all his friends. Sounds like Winnie the Pooh as he TP's up the top lane.
See if they can make the connection here. Coming up towards the Tormentor. PARIVISION starting to back off from this corner of the map, though, so OG won't quite catch them with this sweep.
With no one showing anywhere else, Midwave pushed all the way in. Look where it sits, how close to the tier 2. It becomes incredibly obvious where the smoke is going to. PARIVISION trying to finish that butterfly, which is going to totally change this matchup between Ursa and Kez. There's now Shiva's done as well on Phoenix. They are building the anti-Ursa items, trying to deal with this Natsumi bear, knowing he is the key to OG's comeback here. Only 11-5.
A bit of a slowdown. I mean, from PARIVISION, what are you looking towards next? Are you looking to try and accelerate the game, or is it sort of just maintain this lead set up for the next Roshan?
I think they'll just be farming and playing for pickoffs until this next Aegis. No one's ghost walking down bottom. Maybe he walks on a sentry if he's not careful. They do kill the lane obs that he was looking towards, so... Yeah, I think they're trying to finish this butterfly, and then at this point, Roche can start spawning in 10 seconds, and then you're like, all right, we're just playing for Roche, guys.
No one's trying to mess around with him here. Disruption comes in onto Nico.
Being a bit annoying. No real kill threat here. Maybe forcing some reactions, scaring OG a little bit, but we continue to farm. Natsumi has the shard, so he gets that extra bit of burst damage. Can definitely cut through this Jakiro pretty much instantly. Maybe even the Invoker and Phoenix if they're not careful. With the Butterfly, Satanic is probably off the table. But with a Chain Stun, even him, they've got the Centaur Stomp into the Lesh Stomp. They're not without tools.
Oh, and an Amplified Damage Rune ready for the next fight here in the bottle for Natsumi. Oh, 9 class. Gonna get the vision to start things off. They dive for it from DN. Doesn't want to commit yet with the Supernova. They burnt the mana of Nico. But I'm caught here with the Gleipnir. Off from the side. They're trying to come in with a wraparound Natsumi. He's got a pop to the side with the Enrage, though. Step back away from Satanic. The rest of OG coming in from the bottom side of the fight. Yopaj is in, but as soon as he's out, they put the Stampede, they back off. They respect the fact that Satanic put the BKB, but at the same time, Yopaj also had to pop his own. Nico tries to get back in there. They'll drop the Golem down. Natsumi's in as well, trying to kill off Satanic, but the Raptor dance goes off. Satanic survives. OG, they have to bail out of this one. The boundless comes in onto Yopaj, the Sunstrike and deconnecting onto Natsumi as he tried to escape the edge of the team fight. PARIVISION clean up. They get the 3 of them, they're not done yet. 9 class closing the gap, setting up with the Yule Scepter, ready for Satanic to claim another triple kill for him. OG, they tried their hardest there to get a fight going, but they just get completely demolished by PARIVISION.
They were not on the same page, going on different targets, getting a little bit messy and split in these fights. Moments like that are where being an older school team, having some veteran players that have been at that absolute top tier level comes in clutch. The communication, the calls, the structure and consistency, it's not quite there for OG yet as they mess up this team fight. And now with Roche on the horizon, that is not a team fight you want to lose as PARIVISION look towards it. And with another Aegis on Kez, oof, that's a rough spot to be in.
You see again here, you know, Nico very much wanted to keep the fight going. They still had the rock ready to drop, but DM Supernova was there. It didn't matter. The Satanic's BKB came to an end. As you say, the Sunstrike beautifully placed there around the tier 2, catching Natsumi as he tried to escape. I mean, no one's just been controlling these fights perfectly, and it is so hard for OG to fight into PARIVISION right now, and it's only getting more and more difficult now, down 14k, and for the next 5 minutes, having to play again into another Aegis on Satanic.
I feel like you can maybe feel the pressure getting to OG a little bit. It doesn't feel like they're playing quite as crisp as they were in that game 1. Can feel their tournament hopes on the line. They know they're down gold. They know their position is not easy. They're going to muster on anyway, looking for whatever opportunity they can find.
I mean, if they've got any sort of big items around the corner.
I mean, the MKB is around the corner, up a hill, through 2 doors. The next house over. It's not quite there yet.
No one. BKB online as well. We've seen how much he's been able to throw out in these team fights. Now, even if they find him, unlikely to be able to stop him from getting his full combo off as the Invoker. Tier 2's taken on the bottom. Satanic still with many minutes of Aegis. PARIVISION, so many options on how they want to move forward here from this point.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This Monkey King continues to be a menace. See in that last fight, he just is so hard to kill, always scouting them, kiting, poking, getting so many of those boundless strikes off. He has a thorn in their side that they just can't pull out.
Yeah, he's done a crazy amount here for PARIVISION. OG starting to prepare themselves for the fact that PARIVISION are likely to approach the high ground. Natsumi's standing at the front though, he's got to be careful. Quickly gets out with the blink, DM diving in. He's getting some fire spirits out for now. Force back the TPs from OG, get them pushed back into their base.
And their base is not where they want to be. They want to be out on the map farming so they can catch up. Natsumi is trying to finish that MKB. He will probably get it before the next big fight, but will it be enough? Satanic now completed on Satanic, his namesake item. .605. He's had a great showing so far in both of these Kez games.
Yeah, I gotta say, I feel like no more Abaddon. You know, we've got to be seeing Satanic on these Kez's, these active carries. He just gets to be an incredibly flashy player, and it's just doing that much better.
Look at this top. What on earth is that?
That's an Alacrity Kez.
Excuse me? What is this? Holy crap.
Well, that's the mid-brack's gone.
If they're not fast, their bottom axe is going to die the same way.
There we go. Alacrity's up.
Dude, this is crazy.
The fortification out, Yopaj. Got a stun onto 9 class, but nobody else wants to be jumping outside of the base right now on OG. Natsumi, he's so close. He's pretty much got the money for the MKB, but he needs to somehow get out and get that Demon Edge.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Pick and he swooped to behind.
All right, it's coming back. It's coming back. So he's going to have it here for the defense.
Kayasha completed for Yopaj, so can get that stun off a little bit quicker. But you can't kill this Kez until the Aegis is gone at a minimum. Even then, it's not going to be easy, but it's impossible right now. So OG may just wait out this Aegis, let the gold lead continue to grow in hopes that they get that one key comeback fight. But in the meantime, 9 class is dewarding all your wards with that gem. You're losing your control, your grip on the map.
Tormentor, PARIVISION. Sort of ticking off all the boxes here as they move forward with this advantage. It's game 3. Elimination game, everything on the line here for both of these teams. You see 9 class just found the setup. They've got the catch. They'll get the kill.
Good grief.
It's Nico gone. DM ready to dive in for more. They've found Tim's off to the side. He'll try and hold them back with the disruption, but 9 class and Satanic collapsing upon him.
Ooh.
As Tim's gone. Yopaj will catch no one here with the opening stun. They'll drop the golem, and that's it.
Wow.
They've killed him off. A huge kill. They'll try and look towards the supernova, but they can't get the hits in. They've got to kite it out, bail off for now, but they'll be happy if they can sort of just take a moment to relax here. They just managed to get a very free kill as Noah makes a very uncharacteristic mistake there, stepping up to the base on the front. He was not expecting to walk into a Lesh stun, but that's exactly what he did.
No, that was a very peculiar decision. He kind of just, you're right, he just walked up and said, hello, guys. And they said, hello, bam, and knocked him back down like a whack-a-mole.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Sure, I get it. At the moment, PARIVISION, they feel that they have this incredible lead, but we've many a time seen this sort of lead slip away. And sometimes those sort of mistakes can be the beginning of losing your grip on a game like this. So PARIVISION, as close as they might be to getting the victory, they've got to be careful still. OG, they still bite back hard. And we're going to see them get another kill here as they chase down to Carlis.
These feeds.
I mean, they're going to try and fight here. Satanic's still incredibly strong. Onto Yopaj. They're trying to get Yopaj out of it, but he cannot get away from the Kez. Satanic tears him apart, and now Natsumi, they know he's here. He's got Blink up in a second, but 9 class in on top of him, has the Yule set up. Ice Path on the way back down. They'll kill off the Ursa on top of it. And he is out without buyback. 70 seconds. The Ursa is dead. PARIVISION, they could look to be ready to run it down another lane.
Man, this Kez is just going crazy. They have no answers for him this entire game. Free lane, great moves, great team fights. Satanic has been everywhere. And now he's only headed to one place, and that's your base.
How do OG slow this push down? Down 27k. Already, the setup's there inside of the base. They just dive in, kill off Nico. He's gone. The tier 3, the barracks falling immediately here to the damage of Satanic on this incredibly farmed Kez. A hero that's, you know, stonks are definitely rising as this tournament goes on. That we saw it, the other day from Arme. A different build, you know, the Battle Fury approach popping off. These two games with the Deso approach absolutely popping off. These Kez players are getting pretty good, Quinn.
Bye, bye, bye. Stocks are most certainly up, and then the throne is going down. What is this damage? Hello?
I mean, OG, they're going to get the chance to slow this down. I don't know if the Cataclysm comes out for no one. They will have everyone back in play. They do get the courier. I think the Creeps probably got the courier there of no one, so that's at least a Hex out of the play. But 35k lead here for PARIVISION. They've got the Mega Creeps. OG here trying their best to hold on into the tournament, but up against the Mega Creeps and not really with the best measures to deal with them. They are in a tough, tough spot.
Down 35k at 35 minutes.
Yep, that 1k a minute rule very rarely gets turned around.
That is calling it a tough one would be a gross understatement.
That's fair.
It is a Herculean feat for them to come back from this position. Entire Hex on 9 class, Refresher on DM, and almost level 25 on the Kez.
I'll pretend I didn't enjoy this.
Are
I
scanning.
feed you to my fiends.
And they can just wait for Roche.
Yep.
They're going to.
They're not in a rush. Absolutely not. They want to take this victory as safely as possible, PARIVISION.
It definitely will, and it's the shortest Roche spawn of all time. I think it was literally instant.
Yeah, it might have been actually. Yeah.
So, PARIVISION, they won't have to wait long. As with this Aegis, I can't imagine what would stop them from heading to OG's base.
What is it going to take to lose this sort of lead? I mean, you've got to kind of get caught by something like 5-man Who Stomp into 5-man Split Earth into sort of that Natsumi on the Earth, cleaving through the whole team.
We need 5-man Fatal Bonds, 5-man Host.
Oh, that's true. With the 5-man. Yeah. That's probably sort of what the 0.1% that OG's got right now to turn this one around. We'll see if they can find it.
Dire's Ancient is
As PARIVISION are ready to close this up. Heading straight over towards the Ancient, laying down the Wukongs to start off the action. I mean, as we saw before, if the Kez gets on the Ancient, the game's just going to be over. He's jumped forward. He will get caught by the Hex, but it doesn't matter. Disruption comes out. They drop the Golem on towards him, but they can honestly just hit the Ancient, get themselves on and forward in the tournament, and they will. GG is called. PARIVISION move on, knocking OG out.
Man, after that game 1, PARIVISION, they got it together. They woke up, clean up their gameplay, clean up their drafts, pick Satanic, a real hero for him.